There's a war in the feeling, they ain't keeping it real. They think it's easy to peel just cause they flipping those bills. The only vote is for heal, but if I trump it'll cost. We already walking dead in the land of the lost. I've been taking it way back, say Jack. Feel my own wicked woman on the track while you twerking in the trap. I'm gonna get them plaques, yeah, my mind is on them racks. I'm just stating loosely facts, go and get that contact with your loose leaf ass. Leaning on the wall with your bathroom pads. Need a Wonder Woman in your life, how fast? How I'm gonna tell the truth, but you puff pass. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. Speak my vernacular. She back, For unlawful carnal knowledge, I'm wedged into worry while they suck and hurry. I'm just skating, do my derby. Watch these cameras all pervert me. Won't respect my name and dirt me, but I woke up early. Even when I'm fucking late, I'm applesauce and frosting the cake. Bake your plate A while they ingenuities ace. I'm planning an escape with the Save the World 10.8. Love potion number 9, fine dine. I want a piece of American pie. Lie under pudding pop shock that I ate the chocolate up. Why they sell me Californication? Agbro on Rodeo blaxploitation, and all this to the congregation.
From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. This is your guide into our unique and beautiful city, the good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the funny and straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apologies.
Welcome, heathens. Welcome to another episode of the District of Misfits show. I'm Marcus Bradley Donovan, the Pasteurized chef. Boo and JB are out tonight. Tonight I have Crystal and Val with me, and special guests as well. Hi, guys. How's everything going?
Doing well, thanks. How are y'all doing?
Fantastic. Crystal, how you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for asking.
Nice to see you on this side. Get you a little practice in.
Thank you.
As you guys know, Crystal is the host of Topless Government, which we are in process of recording and producing. We'll have a couple episodes out very shortly. So, yeah, I brought Crystal on to talk about some things that got passed this week and maybe explain it to us a little bit more since I'm pretty dumb when it comes to things like this. I need her to explain it to me just a little bit more. So, you know, if I need to know, you need to know.
I also need to know.
Yeah, we know you need to know. So,
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. That'll get the call of actions.
We are, as you just saw, the District of Misfits show. We're the drinking show with a podcast problem. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits show, on Twitch at DC Misfits.
Nope, Twitter.
Oops, on Twitter at DC Misfits. YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel. We are the District of Misfits show also on YouTube. On Twitch, District of Misfits. And if you would like to support us by buying some of our gear, like the one I am sporting at the moment, and other lovely things that we have on our page, please check us out at CrushingDC.com. And if you'd like to elevate your voice and start your own podcast, or if you'd like to be a guest on this show, you can email us at district.studio@gmail.com.
Well. Tonight's a tequila night for me, guys. How does it feel for you? Did you
I am drinking these weird new... Every time we come to Delaware, I always end up finding these weird new seltzers. So I'm trying this one. Flying Embers. They have lots of these 4 different flavors. One is passion fruit elderflower, which is what I'm drinking right now. The other one is clementine hibiscus, black cherry rose, and what did I say? Watermelon chili, which is the ones I gave to Marcus because I thought maybe he'd like that chili shit.
I like that chili shit.
So I've been trying that out. It's supposed to, they're or it's organic apparently.
Is it everything organic?
Handcrafted. It's has probiotics, antioxidants, botanicals, gluten-free, keto, all these good things.
Everything.
All these things that you would like while you're putting alcohol and poison into your body.
And tonight I am going to have to probably do a lot of that. And we know why. We know
what happened to our guests.
Well, you told him like 15 minutes.
I said, what do you mean OB? What does that mean?
OBG?
I'm gonna go OB, like
Outback?
Oh, on the YouTubes. The gay.
It's nice to have you back.
Missed you.
Yeah, where the fuck you been? You're fired. You're not fired. Crystal, Megan's one of our biggest fans and good friends, and has supported us.
Massive supporter.
Okay.
Support.
We love her. She's a hairdresser and a lovely human being.
Bartends at DC9 every once in a while, so if you ever get to go there. So, Crystal, did you brunch
never been
today?
to DC9. Huh?
Oh, it's a great time. DC9's awesome. Good friends of ours. We've actually done the show. Yeah, we've done the show there, I think, twice, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Just once.
Just once?
We did a Christmas show there, and we were all decked out in Christmas gear.
It was hot as fuck. I was in a Santa outfit, and the lights were bright as shit, and it was hot as fuck. Not a good look.
I made everybody Santa hats.
Jamie quit the show.
He quit the show in the middle of the show.
Oh, God. What did y'all do to him?
He was
late.
He was late, so we didn't put him on time, and we kept bringing on special guests because people were showing up. So towards the end, he's like, well, "Fuck this, I'm leaving." Like, all right, bye. Man, we had a crowd. We had people sitting down watching us. He's like, "I'm out." We're like on stage.
We're like, "Jamie,
what?
come back! Jamie, come back!"
It's actually pretty funny. I should rip that as one of his blooper reels.
We have a lot of blooper reels of Jamie.
Jamie and I have quite a bit, if you can imagine that.
Yes.
Crystal, did you brunch today?
No, I did not. I was supposed to with Janet, but they were out in the burbs, and I had reached out to them, and I didn't hear anything, so I had to run some errands today.
Yeah, you were responsible. Good for you.
Yes.
You got a busy week coming, right?
Well, I mean, at least today the Senate finished, and the House comes back in on Friday.
All right, let's do our safe words before we get into that.
Yes. Are we going to introduce ourselves? No. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing that now.
Okay.
As soon as I can find my name, I am the Pasteurized Chef on all platforms. Valerie Torres.
I am Valerie Michelle Torres, Michelle with 2 L's on the Book of Faces, and at VMTDC on Twitter, which I don't use, and Instagram, which I use sparingly.
Crystal, yourself.
Allegedly.
Hi, Crystal, host of Topless Government.
Yeah.
I'm on. We have our YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. My Twitter handle is actually Black Hammer 1019.
Yeah, I need to get that so I can put it when I share your stuff. It goes straight.
What is it? Black Karen?
Black Hammer 1019. Black Hammer.
Karen. What the
I was like, Black Karen, why? Is that a joke?
Oh, sometimes I can't act like a Karen.
All right.
I like it.
All right. Let's do the safe words. I'm going to start off.
But how about our guest, Frank? How can we find you?
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Frank.
Yep, Joe, we're just sharing our social medias and stuff right now. Just quick intros.
Yeah, real quick. My name is Franco Agbro. I am on Instagram. That's Frankojazz, Frankojazz. And, the city people calls me the mayor of Mount Pleasant. And, in order to find out why, you have to read.
A good way.
Check it out. I really don't like talking about myself in ways that doesn't support the way I am and what I've been devoted to over the years. So, good evening.
Can't wait.
Nice to see everybody.
Thank you,
healthy
sir.
and
It's great
stuff.
to have you on.
I love your background. I am gonna say I'm
Mhm,
jealous of the
mhm.
background.
I love it.
I'm
That's
not in
his,
my.
that's his studio.
I dig
That's
it.
my-
See, I'm not in my studio, so my background's that. A window.
His parents' bookshelf.
My parents' bookshelf in the window. That's what I got going on here. Although that is an article about my first write up in the restaurant industry. I was 24 years old, so it's 20 years ago, easily.
But what kind of food you cook?
Whatever you pay me. I've done it all, from New Orleans all the way up to here, the coast, Eastern Carolina, Delaware, Virginia, Maryland. Yeah, past 12 years I've been in DC. So as of now, nothing. Whatever I cook in my house. So
What you cook stuff at Bubby's.
yeah,
What's
but
your favorite dish to cook?
what are you paying me for? If I'm at home, ramen noodles.
What?
If I'm at home, ramen noodles, peanut butter jelly, something like that. Something easy.
And you cook yourself a
Hey man, ask any chef what they eat at home. Ask any chef what they eat when they get home. Guarantee it's peanut butter and jellies, ramen, pizza.
Wait, so has everybody watched that show, The Bear? Has anybody ever? I know Marcus has. Have you watched it, Crystal or Frank?
Mm-mm.
It's on TNT, but you can watch it on Hulu, and I feel like it's a pretty accurate depiction of life in the restaurant industry. This poor chef, he's like so like it's like what the first or second episode, he's so like overstretched, overworked, like doesn't sleep, that he like has these like weird, he's like sleeping, but then he gets up to make food, but he's having this like weird like sort of out of body like daydream, and he's cooking, but it turns out he's like put like the boxes of like noodles or whatever it was, he never took it out, he just put it on the stove, like the boxes on the stove in the pan, and then like started a fire in his kitchen because he was
I still think, like everybody, my favorite thing of that show is the ticket machine.
Oh my god.
So that's one of the pictures from the show.
Is that you?
No. God, no.
No, it's from the show The Bear. Which it's very, I mean, for someone, for people who work in the industry, like it's the first 2 episodes I had to like stop for a little bit because it really gave me anxiety.
Now, has either one of you worked in the restaurant industry, bar or restaurant? Crystal, no?
No.
I have, but it was like nothing to write home about. It was just one of those things that that's as an immigrant, you call it a stepping stone.
Hey, that's a great one for anybody, really.
Yeah.
Megan.
I was going to say, Megan, you're right. It is very triggering.
Yeah, it took me a while to get through the first 2 episodes, man.
Yeah, but I'm not crazy about watching those kind of shows. I mean, I don't know. I'm not. But TV, visual, too much stuff. Like, I'm more into like the personal.
I watch documentaries. I mostly watch documentaries.
Yes, things like that.
That's what I watch.
But you get a sense of real life.
Although, when I talk about real life, I started watching a show last night on HBO. It was all about virtual reality during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, that shit was weird.
It was like a community. I think it's called virtual reality, or we met on virtual reality, and it's literally the whole thing is them recording their virtual reality like things that happened
or whatever
during the pandemic. So like it's a real documentary, but done in VR. And it was just weird because like they're touching each other, they're dancing, and I'm just like, because I have never done VR, I'm like, what? Are they hugging? If you're dancing, are you dancing in a room? Are you hitting shit because you got the goggles on? Like, are you hurting yourself? You're like running into the wall.
Like Marcus and I were like, so who are they? What are they touching? Like they're not touching each other because it's virtual, right? But like it seems like they're like, they'll be like, yeah, it was just weird. And then the one girl was talking about how she was like doing a dance, like she with like I guess the scenario was they were dancing on stage and she wasn't paying attention and she like sort of was dancing and she like ran into a wall. So then she gave herself a bloody nose, but then she's still like trying to like dance because it's all virtual. It's all like these avatars that are doing all these weird things. It was really bizarre.
So people,
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Frank. Go ahead. Go ahead.
During the pandemic, right? I just couldn't get into the Zoom thing. It just didn't, for some reason, did not hit me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seemed like, especially for a neighborhood like a community like Mount Pleasant, where everyone, people come from all kinds of, from different countries and different places, right? And usually vibrant. They love music. They love art. They love all this stuff. And to not have anything. To me, was unconscionable. I couldn't, and I knew I've been doing these things for years on my front porch, but few and far between over the years. And so this was a moment in time where everything that I'd ever learned in music, the people that I've met through WPFW, the relationships I've made through music, through artists, I had to put everything all together.
Right.
For this, and it just like happened, and so far so good, and it's still going.
Right.
And it wasn't about trying to make money. It was, like to this day, it's about donations. People donate and stuff. We do things. And I was very fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of very, very good singer-songwriters, great musicians who were willing to come out and perform during it
was like the perfect storm for you too. Like it's something like if you needed people, there was tons of people who were not doing anything anymore and who wanted to play, who wanted to get out.
And you know what? It's I've never really had the time to really think about it. But this really meant a lot to a lot of people. And even while I was doing it, people in flowers, people would stop me on the street and say, Franco, thank you for doing it. Keep doing it. You're helping us. People had mental health issues, all kinds of different issues. Musicians used to not to playing out in places, didn't have a place to go.
Right.
I would sit on my front porch and I would see kids, like both parents and babysitters, just like, pushing their kids around with nothing to do.
Right. Just walk in circles.
It just run around in circles, and that did not speak to me. And I'm like, there's something, if there's anything, I can do, there's something I know how to do, which is to do, I'm a singer, I'm a musician myself, my kids, we had to bring our daughter from Berlin, she lives in Berlin, Germany. Ooh. We had to bring her back during the pandemic.
Oh.
So a lot of things were going on. And prior to that, by the way, as a footnote, my mother died in February.
Oh, shit.
So right before the shutdown, right?
Yeah.
Yes, right before the lockdown. And during that time, it was like nobody knew what was going on. I was going in and out of clinics and stuff like that and unprotected. So, in a way, I feel like there's some message here, and there was a reason why I'm able to do what I do.
Yeah, so we were what Marcus and I, when we were watching this VR thing yesterday, I was talking about how I felt we were fortunate enough because we did we had our small bubble. I mean, it was a bubble, but it was a small bubble of people that we would see on the regular. But there really were a lot of people who were legitimately isolated all by themselves, and didn't have another person to talk to. They lived on their own. They didn't have a family. They didn't have roommates or whatever. And so this weird thing that to me seems unusual and strange, but this whole community of, VR players. I don't know, what do you call them? Participants.
Yeah.
They were able to meet in virtual reality, and they created these relationships, and they were able to bond. And like there's one couple that ended up getting engaged like in real life, but they were, they met through virtual reality. And it was just, so I think that the pandemic was weird, and I think it was a challenge for a lot of people,
That's with those relationships. From going from VR to seeing people in person. I'll be interested to know that. I'm not so sure.
See, right. I thought the same thing. Like, I was like, so what do they do? Like now, like you've spent 18 months, like only interacting with these people in virtual reality, where like not even, some of them probably didn't even know what each other looked like for real. They were all in these like, different, some of them were like animals. And creatures, and I don't know, it was interesting. I mean, I was trying very hard not to be judgy, because I was like, I understand that it was a very trying time, and people needed to like cope and get by however they could, but I was like, this is probably just not my cup of tea. But
Crystal, what did you do during the pandemic? I didn't know you yet.
I mean, they were able to get by.
Crystal, what were you doing? Because I didn't know you then. What you do during the pandemic to get by?
I mean, I lived by myself, and I loved it. I mean, even before the pandemic, I'm like, when I didn't want to be bothered with people, I would stay in the house the entire weekend. I mean, my chosen family lives 7 minutes away from me, and my family lives out in the suburbs. So, I mean, I talk to my sister every week. So, I mean, it was nothing different for me. My chosen family would come by, and we would talk outside at the beginning of the pandemic. But I mean, I kept my bubble small. My chosen family, and then Erica and Janet, and that was it. I mean, for me, it was just like, I like being by myself. I'm my own best company. Right. So I was able. I mean, I had to continue to work and everything from home, and that was a bit of an adjustment. But I mean, overall, I mean, I just dealt with it as best as I could, one day at a time.
I hear that. Yeah, unfortunately, we had ourselves in a lot of stuff. We were doing stuff with the food places, like people who were passing out food. A lot of the food, what was it, grocery stores?
And
they were
like
doing it at restaurants.
Pantries and things, like especially for industry. There were several establishments that were providing free food for industry, because most of us were unemployed, and
we were doing commercials for them and stuff like that. And so we were interacting a lot. So that kind of kept our sanity a little bit, because we were among people we knew in the restaurant industry, and we were helping people at the same time.
Right. So. And then we also became gardeners. We planted a lot of things.
Go ahead, Frank.
If you don't mind me saying this, have you ever reflected on, at the beginning of the pandemic, the first two things that were flying off the shelves in America?
Toilet paper. It was toilet paper.
And guns.
Guns.
Guns. Toilet
paper.
Yeah,
you're right. I forgot about the guns. Yeah, you're right.
We've forgotten that. Everyone.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
I've
not heard that, and it's been said anymore.
Right.
But
they're still flying off the counter. They're still being sold left and right. They're still going.
They're still
going, but I'm just.
No, but you're right. No, I mean, because I'm not one. Listen, I lived in a.
Who are?
Uh-oh. We've lost you for a second, Frank.
What's that? I can't hear you.
Oh, there you go. Yep. There you're back. You're back.
You dropped out. You dropped out for a second.
I can hear you.
All right. Cool.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, like
to me that to me that resonated. It resonates with me.
Absolutely.
And I think it really should resonate with a lot of, because the thing is, during the pandemic, we were all tested in so many different ways. And as a collective, when that happens, it's just, it didn't, to me, it did philosophically in any kind of way. It didn't feel right to me that those were the two things we were most concerned about.
Yeah.
What does it say about us, But anyways.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, listen, I lived in a lot of hurricane alleys, so I'm used to hurricane parties and stuff happens, and guns and toilet paper and water are usually bread or the first couple of things that go. Guns has always been, I mean, now keep in mind that my hurricane hours were Louisiana and North Carolina. So I know why the guns
are pretty prevalent down there anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, so like it just the whole pandemic reminded me of like a hurricane party like every day, every other day. Like getting
for 18 months.
Yeah, it was a hurricane for 18 months was a hurricane. So it was quite an experience. But this is a drinking show. I'd like to
Yeah, Frank, what are you drinking?
I'm getting a little sip of this Mount Pleasant whiskey.
Yes, we'd like to talk about that in a little bit too. Yeah, I was actually talking to Dylan Curtis. He works over at Purple Patch.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking to him about it the other day. I ran into him.
To Dylan?
Dylan. Yeah. I ran into Dylan the other day. So we were. I was asking him about the whiskey. We were talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of been playing with us for the 6 Year Aparty.
Nice.
A lot of great musicians I met. We all met through that.
Yeah.
We all became familiar with each other and each other's music, and all the musicians that have performed on the front porch have progressed, and they keep moving, and they keep and that's really what you want to see in any community.
Right.
So let's go back. You talked a little bit about it. You touched on it a little bit earlier, but explain to everybody what exactly is your these 6 Feet Aparties, and how did it get started?
All right, now we get to the real
bread and butter. We're in the bread and butter right now, Frank.
Bread and butter, yeah. Well, like I said earlier, my mom died in February, and then we had a lockdown in March. We had a show that was scheduled to be at Mark's Cafe. Usually in the community, I do these open mics, jam sessions, either at Mark's Cafe, at Hades, mainly those places.
So are both of those places both in Mount Pleasant?
Yes, they're on the main strip of Mount Pleasant. And so, and for years I would just alternate when we had time to, I had time to do these things. I would just schedule shows, and they've all been very good places and friends in the community that I've worked with over the years. And so when the pandemic, and occasionally I would have shows on the front porch, but it was few and far between, when, the kids were young. I had friends over who played music, the kids playing music and stuff like that. And plus I would always organize a Kilburn Place block parties. We've been doing that for over 20 something years. My wife and I, the kids, everyone participating, just making things happen. Now the Kilburn Place block parties are very well known, I must say, because it's always very well attended. It features a moon bounce. They have live music all day long. Moon bounce games, ping pong. It's really, and every now and then we'll have the fire department show up with a fire truck.
Fun.
So it's very comprehensive in terms of the kind of shows that we do. And so like doing these events, when the pandemic hit, I kind of had an idea of like the thing, children's shows, also being on WPFW with all these musicians and artists, being exposed to a lot of music, a lot of art in the community. I was able to put things together in a way that would benefit every aspect of the community, every member of the community. If you were elderly, and would get into like the whole midweek live music relief with classical music, relaxing music, vaudeville, all kinds of stuff with the open piano. Kevin Lambert, he does that right now over the saloon on U Street when things up. But I brought all these things together to give us a sense some kind of soothing comfort, during a very hard time. I could see that we were hurting. Everybody was hurting, including myself. Dealing with my mom's death, having to deal with a lockdown, having to deal with the fact that there's a virus out there that we don't know where it's coming from, who, what, when, and where, why. That stuff is deep. And so, I just did what I could. Or what we could with the help of the family. And so the 6 Feet Aparty, I was really very skeptical in the beginning about doing it because I didn't know how people were going to respond to it.
Yeah, I imagine that was kind of difficult. Yeah.
You can imagine that because everyone is freaking out. And but there's one thing that I feel like I did that I'm very proud of is the fact that I kept looking at this stuff and studying it. I'm like, okay, well, this is an airborne disease. Why can't we do it outside and have fun where the air is moving?
Right?
Right?
Absolutely.
And so I decided to do the front porch thing because I had the space.
And you've done it before.
But I had to figure it out in a way that did not compromise my family's health situation.
That's wise.
So what I did was I created in the back of my base, in the basement in the back, I created a kind of a room for the musicians, and it was still 6 Feet Aparty.
Nice.
Yeah, you had to maintain safe distance to use the restrooms, to use the facilities, like that. I had to do that specifically so that they're not in my own personal.
And your own space. Yeah, I feel you.
So a lot of thinking went into this. With the help of like feedback from my wife, my kids, telling me, okay, Dad, this is okay. Well, maybe we should try to do it this way. And so far that worked out. And then we played ping pong. That's 6 feet apart.
Yeah, no shit. You ain't fucking lying there.
Things going on all this. I was like, okay, why not? Just let's have some fun.
It's funny you said that. So there's a bar in Dixon City called Fishtails that they put a. So for you, you've been to Fishtails, so you might know what I'm going to say. For you to go to the bar or hang out in there, you had to have a tube that was around you, and it was 3 feet on each. It was 3 feet on each side. So everybody.
So that's how they kept everybody 6 feet apart.
But you had to wear these tubes to come in.
And it was like like grown up like walkers, like the kids who the babies of the walkers, like it was like grown up walkers that they were like pushing themselves around.
No, you had to be creative. You had to figure something out. You can't suffer in silence. But anyways, during the pandemic, we now that I think about it, there was a lot of things that like I was kind of involved in. I tried to do just to keep all of us engaged creatively and otherwise. I did some one-on-one interviews like what you guys are doing now on Facebook with, and it's also on YouTube. People can go to my YouTube channel, Frankojazz. And I did one-on-one interviews with some of the artists that were performing on the front porch. So what people were watching.
So here's a picture of Fishtails.
I remember that.
That shit was funny, dude. I cracked up.
That's pretty funny.
I wish that was still a thing. I wish they still had that.
They should. They should have just kept it.
But maybe for adults high on mushroom or something. I don't know.
Well, then I'm coming. I'm there. I'm already
Even
there.
better.
Let's do it. Crystal, that's your perfect anti-human thing. You can get one of those tubes and walk around. Like, don't touch me. Stay away. Be over there.
Well,
Just
I have a
put my-
T-shirt that says 6 feet, y'all.
Can Erica make it?
No, I got that from Flirty Girl in Louisiana.
All right. Val, write that down. 6 feet, y'all.
Yeah.
Still 6 feet.
So, Crystal, real funny. You'll appreciate this. A friend of why Jamie can't be on the show tonight. He had to go pick his girlfriend up at the airport, and she's pissed off. She's pissed off because she flew back in from Shreveport, Louisiana, from a wedding. She went to a wedding in Shreveport
And now she's pissed off.
because she went to Shreveport.
Yeah, there's nothing in Shreve, Vegas.
There's nothing in Shreveport.
There's a casino, and that's about it.
He said, my girl's going to Shreveport next week. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
Who
why?
chooses to go to Shreveport, Louisiana?
Yeah.
Nobody.
No, I have friends that live there.
Oh, me too. I'm not going to visit.
No, I went there once when I was working for former Congressman David Vitter. I don't like Shreveport.
Yeah. That place is trash. I dated a girl from Shreveport one time.
I'm
That's all I have to
sorry.
say. Yeah, exactly. That's all I have to say. It was fun for about 2 weeks, and then went downhill real quick. 2 weeks, y'all. Great 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Shitty
2
last
weeks.
week. It was hard.
Anyway, Marcus.
Sorry, I had to bring up fish. I had to bring up fishtails. He knew what I was talking about. It's just funny. we got 2 hours to talk. I gotta bring some stuff up.
I remember that. That was nice.
And I'm just glad because it got national news. So I'm just happy that like somewhere where I used to live, or I grew up in Ocean City area. That's actually where we are now. And seeing somebody from my trashy hometown, I like it. Like, yeah, man, fucking go, fucking white trash.
It's broadcast from Ocean City.
I grew up near Ocean City. Yeah, I'm about half an hour, 30 minutes, 40 minutes during traffic. I actually grew. I'm from around Rehoboth and Lewis area.
Okay.
So and Dewey and all that shit.
Yeah, I love Assateague.
Oh yeah, that's
With the horses.
Chicken take are great.
Assateague.
It's beautiful. It's nothing there, and it's beautiful. And see, Chris, that's another place you might like. There's nobody there, just horses.
Oh, I've been to Assateague.
Just the horses.
No, I've been there.
Big ass mosquitoes and
So
shit.
I feel like we've talked about this. We talked about this on the show before, but there's like, they're growing up here in Maryland. Part of our, growing up in elementary school, part of it was like have to reading material was this whole series about the ponies and the horses and Assateague and Chincoteague. There's Misty of Chincoteague, Stormy of Assateague or something like that. So there's like a whole series of books that like, and I don't read, but like when I was younger, I read those books because I was obsessed with horses. So I read them. And I think I still have copies of them somewhere at my mom's house.
I bet you do.
My mom does somewhere. Listen, Marcus. It's somewhere tucked away in the room that I can no longer get into because my mom has barricaded it with more of her stuff.
I mean, you Filipinos are strange, so it's fine.
I'm telling you, there's a whole room in our house that it was my bedroom growing up. I can no longer get into it because there's a whole shelf of shoes that my mom has put up against that door. And so
Does she even wear the shoes?
Nobody can get into it. I don't know. She might.
You know what she has? Whenever she does pass away, you're going to find shoe boxes full of money.
Probably.
Scattered all through that house.
Probably.
You know what? What is it? You just mentioned shoes, and they just like
the Filipinos.
Yeah, what's up with the Filipinos and shoes?
I don't have anything to say. I don't know. Imelda Marcos was like infamous for her fucking 80,000 shoes that she had.
Didn't she have like $1 million worth of shoes? Wasn't it like that?
Yeah,
Something like
she's
that.
crazy. She would have like these whole closets, like rooms full of shoes.
Shoes.
She's a
boy.
Looney Tune.
Oh well, to each,
Right?
yeah, his or her own. I don't know.
I know. But I tell you what, though, my mom is rivaling Imelda. She has a lot of shoes.
It seems like it.
That's fucking hilarious. And here's the thing. So you guys who watch the show, you know I am on the atheist bound. So when I go to Val's house, eat food, keep in mind she's Filipino. There's Jesus everywhere.
Everywhere. Jesus, Mary, the baby Jesus.
When I say everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. Everywhere.
I felt my skin burning a little bit. Like I felt tension. I felt.
I think if you went to a third world country, you'll see that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Not just
Filipinos. I mean, we have like a statue. There's like the Grotto of Torres down like in our backyard. There's like the statue of Mary and like a little garden around her. And like, I mean, there used to be a bench. You could sit down there and pray and stuff.
I thought you were going to say there's a bench with Mary on it, sort of like the Ronald McDonald bench.
No.
Hanging out there.
No. There's like the statue of Mary like this. And then you just go.
What happened?
Sit and pray.
What happened?
What happened?
I don't know. What happened? Shit's funny.
Yeah.
The Blessed Virgin Mary. We pray to her all the time.
Well,
The Filipinos love Mary. Like Mary is like better than Jesus in
Like,
the
why'd they pick
Filipino
Mary?
community. Huh?
Why'd they pick Mary?
Because she's blessed. She's the Blessed Virgin Mary,
Okay.
born without original sin,
Woman.
and she's a woman.
She a damn liar. She ain't no virgin.
When are we gonna get it right? She's a woman.
Touche.
I mean, I don't know.
Anyway, back to you, Frank. So,
From Virgin Mary to Frank.
Frank, tell us a little bit more about yourself. So, you have been in DC for how many years? 35?
Yeah, over 35 years.
Yeah. And you said you were originally from Nigeria?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what made you come to the States?
Okay, I have a very international background.
Mm-hmm.
My father was a Nigerian diplomat, and
That's what's up.
which took me to so many different places, which exposed me to so many different cultures, which really allowed me to see the world in a different way. I speak French, I speak Spanish, and I also know how to communicate based on that, actually. And so that's pretty much my background. I lived in France, lived in Cuba, lived in Botswana. But apparently these experiences make me who I am today.
Yeah, for sure.
And then, went to the District of Columbia. I have a degree in political science. Went to a private school up in New England, Worcester Academy Prep.
Uh-huh.
Where haven't you lived?
Delaware.
Shut it. Delaware.
Delaware what?
Yeah, so so I've had all these exposures, things, but the common denominator of all these experiences was music and culture and art. That was, to me, the common denominator, and it has served me well in terms of, neighborhood or community enrichment. Especially unpleasant,
Yeah. So I see all those stringed instruments behind you. Do you play other instruments as well, or just the guitar? And What instruments do you play?
I play guitar, bass, and I dabble with keyboards and stuff. And like, okay, during the pandemic, I did some collaboration. I don't know if you get, you know, my man's got it. Marcus has got his stuff going on. But if you go on Spotify, you could hear a song that I did with a guy by the name of the Data Recovery Project, DRP, and my daughter, Sophia. And another collaboration with called The Sound of Silence in Mount Pleasant.
Ooh.
Actually, play that first if you can access it. Can you do it?
Is that one of the videos we downloaded, or?
No, it's not a video. It's music.
It's on Spotify.
I'm not gonna be able to do that. Not
Oh, you can't do
without,
that?
not
Okay.
without preloading it. Yeah.
Okay.
But what we can do, what I can do after the show, I'll put into the show notes, so
Yeah.
you can hit the link, and we'll take it to it. Because after the show, I'll read. I have all your socials on there, but I'm gonna redo them so they're easier to get to. So what I'll do is I'll put the Spotify.
Yeah.
So email me later after the show, and we'll put all that shit in there for you.
Yeah, and so I did the Sound of Silence, and then we did a project with Ukraine, the Ukraine thing. But you're gonna play that video, right? Did you play it already?
Not yet.
No, which video do you want me to? Which one?
The too much.
Too much? No, it's 5 minutes long, so I'm gonna play the first minute and a half, 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah. And then there are other things that like I'd like to show you, like if you can. I mean, whatever you've got there.
Yeah. Let's. Jana, it's your dog. Out of here. See, this is why I miss my studio. Let's play Too Much.
All right. It's me and the kids when they were young.
You were doing it, taking me for granted. Now you realize I'm the one you're missing. Too much, too fast, too little, too late. Too much, too fast, too little, too late. I should have known what you were up to. How could you make such a big mistake with me? Too much, me, too little, too late. Too much, too fast, too little, too late. Too much, too fast, too little, too late. Too much, too fast, too little, too late. I trusted
I said 2 minutes, but I was really digging the song and I really like the kids.
Your kids are adorable. How long ago was this?
This is 2007 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we've just been doing other things as a family.
Thank you, Angela. You got a fan. You got a fan. Look at that. Frank, you got a fan.
But it's like we always did. My studio was a playground for my family, because I was always doing things in the clubs and stuff like that, and there was no fulfillment there. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't fulfilling, and I felt like, for what I was doing in the clubs, it didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I try to do things that make sense. It's been a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice that was worth, putting the effort in.
Right.
And sometimes I think these are the things that we kind of miss, because, I'll always tell people, you either pay on the front end or you pay on the back end. Either ways, you're going to pay.
Right.
Period. Full stop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I roll, and I know you guys. I forget what's going on. Put some things up here. You guys saw my daughter, right?
Yeah. So how old are your children now? First of all, how many children do you have, and how old are they now?
I have two boys and one girl.
Uh-huh.
The two boys are living here in DC. My son, he goes by the name of Chinedu Onome. He is our first son.
Uh-huh.
My wife's name's Lara. And he's the first, and we did an album many years ago. That's how we started things going with the family, Frankojazz family band. We did an album which is out there called Stop Running, Dad. See, my albums have been like autobiographical.
Uh-huh.
The first one I did is called You. And if you go to the Raven, you'll see it in the jukebox of the Raven.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's in the jukebox.
Yeah, we like the Raven.
I love that.
Yeah, and also and then I did another album called Stop Running, Dad, where yeah, because I was trying to tell a story of like some kind of story. People will figure it out.
Yeah.
Different projects. I did another album thing called, you should see this. I don't know if you can see it, but like the first one I told you was called You.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
Good idea. Gotcha.
Nice.
And then I did, this is Stop Running, Dad.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Uh-huh.
And then I did another album, which like I did this, I created a beat called One Beat DC. And I invited a number of artists, singer-songwriters, to come into the studio and do just freestyle to a beat. And no one knew what everybody else was doing. That's also the Raven. You should check that out. It's called One Beat DC. And that also featured HR from Bad Brains.
Oh, no way.
HR from Bad Brains.
Oh, I'm very familiar with Bad Brains.
Yeah. That features HR.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's the One Beat DC. Oops.
Nice.
I've always been either collaborating, working with spoken word poets, working with dancers. I mean, all kinds of different things. But the 6 Feet Aparty has been something that's been really more focused because of what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because of what it is. It's pretty. It's to me it has become more meaningful.
Wait, did you have puppet shows too?
Yes.
I
Oh,
love that.
Actually, I'm glad you said that because the first person I approached about doing the 6 Feet Aparty was my friend David Greenfield Boyce, who I'd worked with earlier. Many years ago, I used to do a show called The Fam Jam. My wife and I used to do a show called The Fam Jam, which was live music, and then you had a kids' corner. Okay, and we would do it, you know, but the politics of music in the community wasn't very friendly at the time. Community, Mount Pleasant is not as kid-friendly as it is today.
right.
During that time, there, you know, I just couldn't get it. I mean, it's like we couldn't take our kids to a restaurant, you know, because of smoking in the restaurants and all the stuff that was going on. And it's like, how else? So we just decided to do these shows where we could at least be with our family, with our kids, you know, and also to be able to interact with other people, with other parents. That made sense to me. You know, the idea of just sending your kids to an institution and stuff, you don't know your kids out. You know, I've never been a fan of that. And so we kind of chose our own way of raising our kids, and so far so good. And, you know, everybody saw that works, you know. You do it and people, you know, either they choose to like it or not, you know, I mean. But we did what worked for us.
Right.
So everything, you know, everything started at home. Charity begins at home, but it doesn't end there.
Right. Marcus, what other videos do we have to share? Of
If you get it, while you're doing something, check out Ife, IPHE.
What is it?
IPHE.
I looked it up. I will.
Time, man. While we're talking, and then
I'm going to play one of the videos that I did get.
Okay.
And we can talk about it afterwards.
That's all.
All right, so that was a clip from your front porch.
Yeah, that was a band called Deccan Traps, and they kind of formed during the 6 Feet Aparty.
Okay.
So yeah, you know, that's when they kind of gelled together, and now they're doing some really cool things. You know, a lot of musicians have really started, you know, taking off because they had the opportunity to perform and hone their craft. You know.
Right.
So Frank, I saw that you had put that you are a radio host for WPFW. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, I've been a radio host for about 3.5. Well, I think it's about 3.5 years on WPFW, doing a show called Live at 5 on WPFW every Friday at 5 p.m. from 5 to 6. And that show was live music and conversation. And
so would you pull some of the people that you would have from your radio show into the 6 feet of parties, like during your Saturday 6 feet of parties? Sometimes. What happened?
I don't
Hello?
know. Frank,
Frank,
you still
can
with
you
us?
still hear us? Oh, we've lost your audio.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay.
So, what was-
So yes. What are you saying?
She was asking if you brought some of the people from the radio show to play.
Did you sort of, was there any sort of like cross? Uh-oh. We can't hear you again.
All right, Val, text him and tell him to load off and load back on.
Are you good?
Oh, there you are again.
Okay.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I can hear you
back.
guys, but are we good?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
So I was asking if there was any sort of crossover from your radio show, from the artists that you had during the radio shows. Would you bring them sort of over to your to your 6 feet of parties?
All right, Val, you got time to come back in. Come back on.
Okay.
Come back in.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. While he's doing that, Crystal,
Yeah.
you're like baby in the corner. I can't see your face because you're all the way below your lower thirds. So if you could please lower your camera. Yeah, he's got to get out, Val, and come back in so the sound will be improved. So he's got to go off.
Whoop.
That's not what I
Where'd
wanted
you
to
go?
happen.
No, hold up, hold up. I have a Microsoft Pro.
So do we get you a stand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm like
All right.
it is cold as I don't know what in my apartment.
I mean, what?
Yes,
Open
I
the
had to
window,
get the
open the window.
blanket. I had to get a jumper on.
Open the window.
A jumper. Where are you
No.
from? Where are you from? The UK? A jumper.
Yep.
I only see the top part of your face because your face is being covered by your lower third.
Here, I know what we can
Yeah.
do. I know what we can do to help her out. Because
What?
hold on. We got a lot of things. There we go. Lower
Okay.
third's gone. Now we can see Crystal.
Yeah.
While we wait for Frank to come back on. Oh, first of all, let's do a little
Can we do safe word jet
little-
now? Can we do safe word jet?
do we really need to say words anymore?
No,
We're
really
already,
don't,
we're
not
already
this time
halfway
around.
through the show.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
true.
use
Also,
5 times already.
what?
Nothing. Anyway, that call to action. Go on.
Organic. That's mine. Organic. That's
Just
my
do,
safe word.
do the call to action, though.
We are the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem with my drink in hand. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits show, on Twitter at DC Misfits, on YouTube. Please like and subscribe, push those buttons at the District of Misfits show. Twitch, you can find us at District of Misfits. And if you would like to buy some merch, you can go check out our website at crushingdc.com. If you would like to start a podcast of your own, or if you'd like to be a guest on our show, please email us at district.facestudio@gmail.com.
And that is something that Crystal did. Crystal, tell us about your show coming up.
So my show is called Topless Government. I'm really getting tired of people being ignorant about how our government works. So I wanted to start a podcast to just talk about, in a fun way, and alcohol, could possibly be involved. It's sort of like, Schoolhouse Rock, but civics for the masses, but making it fun, making it relatable, just teaching people the mechanics of how our government works. Because I'm getting kind of tired of blasting people on Twitter and telling them how stuff is really done. I've had to do it twice this weekend already. Yeah.
Anybody you want to name? Anybody you want to name by name?
Well, so okay, there's this one woman. I don't know if she's a bot or not, but her name is Nina Turner.
She sounds like a bitch.
She is. She's ignorant. And I hate to say that about a sister. I do. I hate to say it, but she came out and put on Twitter that because everybody, so this weekend, the Senate was doing the reconciliation bill. And Bernie Sanders is the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. And so he was one of the floor managers of the bill. Long story short, he's going on and on about how this bill is not going to do anything for inflation. And he's talking about, you know, all this other stuff. And she goes on Twitter and says, oh, the disrespect, the level of disrespect from his colleagues. And then she goes, well, President Biden appointed him to the committee. And I'm like, no,
What?
he didn't.
No.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I go, you ignorant. I'm like, you know what my favorite word is, C, and begins with the T. It begins with a C, it ends with a T.
It's my
But I'm
favorite
going to be a
word, too.
lady tonight.
Uh-huh.
Literally, I was
We
like,
haven't
oh,
heard about that.
Yeah.
Cunty as fuck.
yeah. But literally, yeah, she said the president appointed him to be chairman of the budget committee. And I just sat there in utter amazement. And I go, she has to be a bot. She has to be a Republican plant. She cannot be that stupid. But and she's not the only one. You know, you got other Democrats who talk about, well, you know, the president's not doing enough and all this other crap. And I'm like, you know, like, get over it. You know, I mean,
right. We've talked about this before. Like, there's
Well,
only
yeah.
so much the president can do.
right,
People think that the president has this magic wand
right,
and that, like, he just doesn't feel like using it
right.
sometimes, right? Like he could just like be like, boom, 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 and then
I know.
fix it all. And the reason why he is not using his magic wand is because he's a horrible human being.
Right.
Like, that's what people think.
They totally do. And you know, it was funny because with the reconciliation, and I even have to explain this to my clients. So it's an archaic law that reconciliation is based on. 51 votes. All you need is 51 votes. So that's why the Democrats did it. But here's the thing. It may seem easy, but it ain't.
Right.
You have to jump through hoops. So the Senate parliamentarian, the first woman Senate parliamentarian, Elizabeth McDonough, brilliant as I don't know what. So she had to review the entire bill, which was over 700 pages long. Okay. Which is a lot.
If you've
I
ever
can't
read
barely read 7 pages. 7.
Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, so she has to read through all the provisions and everybody's waiting for her ruling. And everybody is on pins and needles. And, you know, and I'm trying to tell one of my clients, you know, the CEO of this rural electric cooperative. And he was like, well, bottom line, what are you talking about? And I'm trying to explain it to him in layman's terms. I go, look, I said, the bill is going to change once the parliamentarian finishes the bird bath.
It's what you
where
said.
she has
So
to
it's a
review.
Explain the bird bath.
So the bird bath, this goes back to the late Senator Robert C. Byrd from West Virginia.
Oh, that's why it's called bird.
Uh-huh. So the Byrd rule is, okay, you're not allowed to put policy on a budget resolution or budget reconciliation. So it's a 10-year period. And it has to be a positive impact to the budget. So the parliamentarian has to go through the bird bath to let you know, okay, if any of these provisions violate the Congressional Budget Act of 1974, it is made out of order and it cannot be in the bill. So you either have to change it or you can do a parliamentary procedural vote of, you know, the motion to waive the Budget Act. And so basically they, you know, the Democrats were like, okay, so they got rid of like the drug price capping because it violated the rule. It just did. But a lot of people are like, well, the Democrats, they could do more than this. And it's just like, you know what? Why don't you just learn how your government works and then talk?
Right.
Oops.
All right.
And I'm not even drunk.
I was gonna say, did you have a summer few already, Crystal?
No, I mean, I already had a bottle of wine earlier today.
She
so-
did have a summer few.
I did. I had 4 glasses of wine. I'm not gonna lie, but then I stopped drinking because I wanted to watch Westworld.
You know, speaking about drinking, I'm drinking the Mount whiskey that's got my name on it.
I like you. You know, see, I can tell you done radio.
Subject,
TV before.
you know, this is But anyway,
Is that your picture on the back?
What's that?
Is that your picture right there?
That's me.
Right on.
You know, for me, this is something I never saw in any kind of musical experience.
What happened?
Huh?
Did we lose you, Crystal? Did we lose Crystal now?
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
So, Frank, let's finish this up, and I will get back to you. But I want her to finish up on the bill. So, finish the whiskey, and we'll go back and forth.
Since you were talking about drinking,
No, go ahead.
I'll talk about it a little bit. Anyways, go ahead.
Crystal,
Well, are we talking about drinking? Or do you want me to go back to reconciliation?
I want you to go back to
Yeah,
reconciliation.
go-
and bang that
go
out.
finish
I
that.
wait about the drinking.
We'll get back. We got plenty of time for drinking. We got the drinking down. Drinking, we got, and we'll talk
Okay.
more about that whiskey when she finishes up with this story.
Sounds good.
So this weekend, so that it was the Inflation Reduction Act. It's President Biden's economic agenda to bring down, drug prices, reform, Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, climate change, and energy. And so the only way that the Democrats could do it is to do it alone. And as everybody knows, there's a 50-50, split in the Senate. And then the tie-breaking vote is Vice President Harris. So the Senate started voting. The vote-a-rama started at like 8:15 last night. And it ended at 3:00 this afternoon.
Jesus.
And so,
Holy shit.
yeah. So, I mean, I to tell you this, the senators were not allowed to leave. A lot of them looked like they had slept in their clothes. And a bunch of them were like acting like they were very punchy and giggling and everything when they were being interviewed. But long story short, I mean, they were like, I think there were probably like maybe 20 to 25 votes that were like 10 minutes in length. Some of them were crazy votes. Like, I can't even say this out loud because it is stupid. So it was there was an amendment that was offered about making sure that all federal programs dealing with women who are pregnant, that they have to be biologically women.
That's a real thing. They really said that out loud. They said that out loud.
They did. They said it out loud.
Were they Republican?
You know they were.
Do they understand the insides of humans?
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
But
It's
do
nothing but
they?
it's nothing but a test vote. I mean, it's just for Democrats it's a got you vote to try and get Democrats on the record. All the Democrats made the decision to say that any amendment that was going to be offered, they were going to vote no. Even amendments that they agreed to, they were going to vote no, because they wanted to get it done. And I mean,
Right.
And they got it done. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in that bill. And I think that was going to help out a lot of Americans. I mean, climate change is here. It's not a hoax. But yeah, I mean, the Senate got the job done, and they're going into August state work period, which is called recess, but they're still going to be working back in the state. And then the House comes back into session on Friday to finish the work up, finish it and get it to the president so he can sign it into law, and so it can so it can be implemented. But I mean, reconciliation is hard. It's a hard thing to do, but it's 51. It's a simple majority, but and I'm sure y'all found out that there was the $35 for insulin.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an amendment that was offered by
that
Senator
was in the bill?
Warnock. Yeah, well, he
Go ahead,
offered
why
it
not?
as an amendment,
Okay.
but you needed 60.
And he didn't get the 60 because
He didn't get the 60. So
who
you
wants-
needed 10. You needed 10 Republicans. Only 7 voted with the Democrats.
So this is a sign. I mean, listen, that's insolent. It's not like it's the, critical race theory. It's like,
Right.
it's like voting
Like
no against the
basic, I'm
basic
sorry,
human
go ahead.
rights. Like it's also
Right.
it's like voting against the military that
Yeah.
they just did this week. Like what's wrong with you guys? And
But
not
like
to mention,
honestly, like what is the matter with you? Like, I mean, this is something that people need in order to
Right.
live. Like, why would you vote? Why would you vote no? Like, why wouldn't that be 100% across the board? Why?
Because they're
it's
beholden to
politics.
big
It's
pharma.
right.
They're
Right.
beholden to big
politics.
pharma.
It's
And
about
then
money.
also,
It's money and
is.
politics, and that's
and I
It
actually
is.
saw some big pharma. Now I'm down here in the States, or down here. My parents have like local TV. I saw big pharma's commercials like, "Don't let them pass this bill because
Yes.
your drug prices will go up." I'm like,
Right.
it's the complete fucking opposite. You fucking moron. Like,
Well, I
That's
mean,
the
you know
thing.
what?
It's like people don't actually look into whatever, they don't look into it. They just see
No.
they see these sound bites and they're like, oh, this must be true because it's on TV,
Right.
and
Well, I mean, because the sad
very
thing is,
dumb.
I mean, so one, I talked to Marcus about this before, but Val, no one was expecting this bill to come back to fruition.
Yeah,
Because like literally it was July 27th.
it's dead in the
It
water.
was late at night, and I get an email. Build Back Better is back on. I'm like, what the hell do you mean Build Back Better is back on? And Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin came to an agreement.
cut that deal.
Cut that deal. But Val, this is the cutthroat thing that Schumer did. So they got the semiconductor bill passed,
Right?
and then they made the announcement
That's
about
awesome.
the reconciliation bill.
Because you ain't getting both of them. You get one of them.
No, you're not. So like literally, Schumer fucked McConnell, and I'm
Good.
sitting there and I was like,
He
oh,
deserves
No
it.
my God.
Vaseline. No Vaseline.
It was
He
literally
needs a-
like
he needs a
no
butt plug.
kisses. Yes. And I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. Y'all need to do this every time. The fact that no one knew that the behind the scenes, that was going on, nobody knew. Nobody talked. And all of a sudden, they're like, yep, we doing this. And he's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's coming to the floor next week. And I was like, oh my God.
Was he
I
like,
mean, and then, the CHIPS bills, it passed. And then it passed the House and it was signed into law. And I was like, well, Chuck Schumer needs to do this again. Right. And so then from that moment on, okay, Marcus mentioned the veterans bill, the PACT bill.
uh-huh.
So this is how stupid the Republicans are. So they had already voted on the bill. And, and it was a large margin. It was bipartisan.
Right.
So they got mad. And they said, well, we're not going to vote in the bill because y'all are going to go to reconciliation. And they thought that they had, Manchin and Sinema in the bag. But Senator Sinema, she hadn't reached an agreement on the bill. And they were like, well, she's the holdout. We're just going to keep talking to her. Well, she was like, okay, I'm going to vote for the bill if you take out this tax provision. And it made them even madder. And I was just like, why would y'all not vote for a bill to help veterans? Why? And then
Because
Jon
they're
Stewart was
assholes.
in DC, camped out at the Capitol.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And, he was at the press conference. He dropped some F-bombs.
Yeah, he did. Good for him. That was a great fucking
He
press
did. And I was like, that's right. Tell it like it is. I mean, he went on Fox and he called them on their BS. And he told the truth. He said the Republicans care nothing about veterans. They do not care about law enforcement. They do not care about first responders. They don't care about anything. They are afraid of the browning of America. They are. They are afraid of the
Absolutely.
brown. They want to keep power. They want to ban books. They want to take away your right to have an abortion, a legal abortion. It's like, it's like, okay, really? So, I mean, yeah, I find it very funny, and I'm more hopeful on the midterm elections now. I am.
Uh-huh.
I'm more hopeful now.
So, Crystal, I heard again. I've talked about this many times. I'm not like
Mhm.
super duper political, but like,
Mhm.
I heard so what in the primary on Tuesday in Kansas that there
Mhm.
like a lot of people came out to vote against that what was
Abortion
it
bill.
that about the abortion bill
Yeah,
to vote
yeah.
no to the abortion bill, and that was sort of a little bit of like a referendum on that issue, and
Yes.
they were saying that it could be like the measuring stick for like what's to come in November, that
Right.
the Democrats, you're invigorating the Democrats, that like you're having the independents probably come out, and like probably even some of the Republicans being like, no, this is stupid.
Yes.
Do you feel like that's going to be like kind of like a little bit nationwide?
Yeah, because privately, I have talked to folks that do a lot of polling and who work with a lot of members of Congress on their races.
Yep.
A lot of them have basically started going for the juggler in these individual congressional races. They are going negative early because they have to.
Yeah.
And the wedge issue is Roe v. Wade. It is. It's straight up. I think, the whole thing with the Supreme Court, it was funny. Later on, after we found out the Chief Justice Roberts was lobbying his Republican colleagues.
Yeah.
And he was trying to split the baby. But I truly believed that it was either Justice Alito, or it was even Justice Thomas or his crazy wife leaked that majority opinion. I think they deliberately did it. It was miscalculated, but I honestly believe that the overturning of Roe v. Wade is going to bring out a lot of people. And then on top of that, I'm like, let's be honest. So you're going to get reconciliation done. You're going to get climate change done. The killing of the second person that orchestrated 9/11 died.
Right. Yes. Well, the main person.
You know what the thing is? The weird thing is that I feel like that was like just like a bookmark. Like I felt like that should have been a bigger thing, and it was just like I listen to whenever I drive, I always listen to WTOP, and and they were just that's how I found out about it. But like if I anything on my like news feed or any new I feel like that barely even made a mark. Like it was barely in the news that this person who was integral in orchestrating 9/11, right? Like he was killed, and it's this similar to, if not the same as, killing Osama bin Laden,
right?
But
he was actually the real orchestrator. He's the guy who planned
he planned it.
Right. Now, but nobody really, I feel like it was like a blip in the news and then it was gone.
Well, because it's the media, unfortunately, have done the whole both sides shit. They don't want to give the president a break on anything. They, like CNN.
Biden is like Sleepy Joe. Like Biden is Sleepy Joe, and he's horrible, and he's like incompetent, and that's how they painted him.
And maybe they've made a concerted effort to go after him.
Yes,
and they're doing it because some like CNN has actually hired former Republican communication directors, and they're doing both sides, and they're ganging up on Biden, and they're doing it deliberately. And
they're trying to be the center. They're trying to be the center.
They are, and it's just like, no, you got to pick a side.
But do you know? I mean, isn't picking a side what's got us where we are? Shouldn't there be a center?
There should be. I mean, our country is moderate. We're not to the far right. We're not to the far left like people think. This country is very, very moderate, and they want stability. And the thing is, it doesn't help when the media won't report the facts about what this administration has done, and particularly what this Congress has done.
Right. They've done a lot of good shit. Look at
we got infrastructure.
Look at the job rate. The job rate that they just released.
Well, no one was expecting it to be that big.
It was twice the size. Yeah.
Right. Because what's that
But, like,
woman's
nobody
name?
wants to hear it. Like, nobody wants to hear it because
Nope.
it fucks with their narrative, right?
Exactly.
Like, on both
And
sides.
and
On
that's
both
exactly
sides,
that's exactly it.
the
Right.
progressives, and the Republicans. Like
Right.
that far left who is like, fuck Biden, he
Right.
sucks. Like, he doesn't
you mind
represent us.
Right.
politics?
What's up, Frank?
Would you mind if I interject with politics?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, Frank, you're here to talk as well, so feel free to give your
Yes.
opinion.
First of all, we have to try to try to understand, is there an American playbook of foreign policy and domestic policy? You start from the ground, and then we'll work our way up. What is the playbook?
Wait a minute. I don't. I'm a little confused by that statement. We do have foreign policy. We do have domestic policy.
But
I'm not understanding your thought
American
pattern.
Is there a playbook? And if you look at previous, administrations,
Are you asking if there is a playbook?
is there a playbook? I'm asking you guys.
Crystal, he's asking, is there
Yeah,
a playbook?
it is. There is a playbook. There's
What?
always been a playbook.
Let's talk about the playbook.
Tell us about the playbook, Crystal.
The foreign
No, this his question. Go talk about the playbook because I'm kind of curious.
playbook, and then we can have a discussion about other things. Because I don't know. To me, there's similarities between different administrations, whether it's Democratic or Republican.
In what way?
In so many different ways.
Well, can you be a little bit more specific?
Well, in the way we get engaged in foreign conflicts and things overseas, and the way we deal with things domestically. Don't you think there's a playbook?
And again, there is a playbook when it comes to domestic policy and foreign policy. And with regards to foreign policy, each administration does have some things that are different, but some are likely the same because it's been inherited by the previous administration.
That's what I'm saying. So why should we be surprised when I don't know what we're expecting. I'm just being from like, I sometimes I look at things from an outside observer, looking at us and looking at what we're doing. Sometimes you got to do that. Just take away everything that you feel about this or that or whatever, and just look at it from a very neutral point of view. The problem we're having is that we're sucked into sides,
Right.
different corners, that we're not able to see things from the outside, just looking at us and what we're doing.
Well, like you said, people have had to choose sides, and that's
what motivates me. It's not looking at sides. It's trying to do the right thing for humanity, for us.
But the right thing doesn't make money. That's the problem. And
Huh?
the right thing doesn't make money for them, and the right thing.
I mean, and we've gone beyond. I mean, okay, the paradigm has shifted. That
Right.
shifted back in 2016. Politics
Shit.
are not the same anymore.
I would
They're
say
totally
2000. I
different.
would say 2000.
2010. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'd say,
yeah.
I go back to
versus
Bush.
Gore.
I go with the hanging Chad. That's what I
Right.
go back to.
Yes, I agree.
'Cause,
I mean, our politics have changed. It's never going to be the same again. And, it all stems from a certain percentage of this population when we had the first Black president.
that's a major shit. That's a major reason why. It's a huge
And
reason why.
that's a major reason why we are where we are right now, because
Right.
we had a president for 8 years who looked like me. And a lot of white Americans did not like it.
fucking hated it.
And I mean, even a lot of Black Americans didn't agree with him on a lot of things. I didn't, but I voted for him twice because, he,
And mentioned that you were also a Republican at that time.
yeah. I mean, I voted for him because I'm like, what was the other choice for me?
Okay,
Sarah
Like,
Palin?
let's be honest.
let me tell you something. For the things that I've been doing, nobody in the beginning, everybody was skeptical and I was, because of I have a biracial family. Nobody seemed to like embrace in the beginning what I was doing, what we were doing. And to be honest with you, the 6 feet Aparty is something I'd been doing way before. The same thing. But it was only appreciated during these times. That's when it really came out to the forefront, because of the fact that that's what I committed. That's what we committed ourselves to do as a family, to be able to express ourselves and to be able to help the community see something different from, or feel something. You know, we all travel. Everyone's got different experiences, you know, and not to be able to have that in your community. Why the hell did you travel in the first place?
I mean, I like vacations.
Yeah, I like vacations too, but you come back with something, with a memory.
People like maybe you, me, and Crystal, and Val would, but some people that like, I might be from the beach, but let me tell you something. It's Trump country down here, and half these assholes have been around, and they still are in their little pockets. And when people don't leave their vacuums in their pockets, you know, like I've lived in the South, I've lived up and down the East Coast, like I've lived in truly red places and truly blue places. You know, living in Louisiana, Crystal, you can attend to this. There's New Orleans, and then there's Shreveport.
That's about it.
Two different worlds. Yeah. You know, it's like, so when people don't leave that pocket, and me being white, I have white privilege. So I'm around a lot of white people, and they feel a little bit freer to say the N-word and shit around me. And I'm like, nah, dude, that shit doesn't fly with me. Like, no. But when you're surrounded by people who say these things, or who hate Obama just because he is a brown person, you know, and then they do watch Fox, so they are still in that vacuum. And, you know, there's a lot of people I've stopped hanging out with just because of that pure fact, because they're stuck in that vacuum, where I left my small village, moved on to the big world, traveled the world, done what I've done. You know, I have a bigger perspective of the world than they do. And if you don't leave that fucking village, you're never going to have the point of view of three of you in this room with me who are brown. Okay, you know what I mean?
But let me tell you this. So that's not only about just white people feeling that way. There's also black people doing that.
I can't speak on that. That one I can't speak on.
No, well, I'm telling you, I live among them.
Well, I live around them too. I mean, and you know, even in my own family, I mean, you know, they didn't like Obama. I mean, I fully get that. But the thing is, it's just like, you know, for me, it's like living here in America, you know, as a black woman for over 50 years and had to endure segregation, busting, you know, and being the only one in the room, you just get tired of it. I mean, you know, it's not a question of, you know, always looking at the other side or whatever. It's your day in, day out experiences that affect you. I mean, I'm not here to teach Caucasians about my race and my history. That's not my job. It's not.
And Crystal, said something. Hold on, Crystal, you said something to me when we were doing our first time interviews, and you were talking about working in the Senate or one of the things, or the governor, and they wanted you to talk to the people because you were the Black Hammer.
Yeah, they wanted me because I always had to talk to black people because I was black, and it pissed me off. I mean, and the same thing's like, oh, well, you have to do women's issues because you're a woman. Why? Because I'm a woman? No.
That's the problem right there. Because that's the problem right there. Because you know, when people just like kind of like pigeonhole you,
right?
You see,
that's exactly it.
I've never, and I will never tolerate being pigeonholed because I'm a human being and I do have creativity. I do have ideas. You cannot pigeonhole people into things that may not even like embellish them or enrich them. You understand that?
Right.
The whole idea, what we are all doing is to try to enrich people's lives, make life better.
You're right. You can, but unfortunately, I hate to tell you this, there are a majority of people in this country who don't see beyond a person's skin color. They don't.
Right.
And they don't.
They judge you by how you look. I mean, even today, I'm vice president at a boutique firm, and I have to tell you, the men that I work with, clients, and even internally, they see me as a woman. But if one of my male colleagues is in a meeting with me, they defer to him.
Yeah,
Right.
And I'm like, and I don't take that.
okay.
And I'm like, and I'm not going to take it because, you know, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, there are people that are just like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm here to tell you, I'm not taking that BS because I'm at the table. If you don't like it, walk away from the table.
Right.
You know, what I try not to do, and I'm very conscious of this, is not to try to take things personal.
How can you not?
No,
I was going to say that. Yeah.
I'm sorry. How can you not?
Can I finish?
I'm not the whole turning the other cheek. I'm not.
No, may I finish though?
Good.
Go ahead.
Good thing.
Not take things personally, but you know what? The given fact is, America is a fast-paced society. Nobody has the time to figure you out.
We don't know who the fuck we are.
Right there. And also, you know, I don't want to always like separate things into like a man's movement, woman's movement. I was an ANC commissioner in Mount Pleasant. I was the chair of the ANC. And I would go to public buildings, and Black folks who looked like me would just screen me down 3 or 4 times and let other people pass by that were white. And I was a commissioner. So what I'm trying to tell you is the conditioning is the problem. People are conditioned to think our black folks don't even think other Black folks can do anything.
Now I can say that's a DC thing.
Oh, let me finish.
Go
You
ahead.
get that from white folks,
I agree.
and then you get that from Latinos. They say, "Eh, yeah, ya viene este moreno. Ya viene este moreno. ¿Qué pasó?" And then when I speak Spanish, it blows your mind. You know, I don't, you know, when I do these kind of things, I'll tell you straight up exactly what it is. Let's not go into vibing things up and just trying to make a show to be nice and just, I'm not into spicing things up. I'm just trying to tell you exactly what I experienced. Being honest, period. And I sleep well at night.
Well, you know, that's good for you, but
yeah.
my experiences are different. Because let's be perfectly honest, I was born here and you were not.
No, I was not. It doesn't make a difference.
Yes, it does make a difference.
Why?
Because, you know, you've experienced different things living in Nigeria. I have experienced different things living here in America, and it's different. It's different cultures. It just is.
I'll take that.
I mean, because the thing is, because the one thing that people just don't understand, it's like, it's not a question of conditioning. It's a question of if people are going to be able to free their mind and to think for themselves, I mean, and be able to like look and see what they want to do with their lives. And then if they're not hurting anybody, that's fine. But at the end of the day, this country was built on racism. And it's still racist. And nothing is going to change that. It's not.
True.
Right.
And everybody always seems to think that the Generation Z is going to change things. Well, I'm not going to see it in my lifetime.
Nah,
but the thing is, it's like things are still the same.
They still got racism like that
for a reason.
Yes.
Right. And like, so to what he was saying, I think to your point, Crystal, like, I feel like when you said there are some Black folk who still, like, Obama was in the presidency and they were still like, nope, he's like, nope,
Nope.
he's not doing a good job, or nope, he's not a, he's too white, or like, or
Yep.
whatever, for whatever reason.
Yep.
Right. There were people who still were going to criticize him. And so no matter what you do, I feel like there's always it's for some people it's just not ever going to be enough, right?
No.
But
And
You're
so they're still going to find something else that, like, for whatever reason it isn't, it isn't right for them, or they feel like they're going to criticize. And I don't know, I just
when
it's
Obama was,
frustrating.
sorry if you don't mind me saying this, but when Obama was running the first time, you know what people were saying amongst mostly black folks around us? They were saying they're gonna kill him.
Yes.
Oh no, I heard that too from my black friends.
Yes.
No, I felt that. Like, I was like,
And I
nervous
actually-
when he
And
was
I
like,
actually did think that myself. So yes.
Yeah.
I did. Like, when he was elected, I was like, oh
He
God,
gonna die. He gonna die.
You know-
someone's gonna try and, right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
So what's the bigger surprise, that we had a black president, or no crazy white dude try to shoot him?
Mm.
I don't
Well,
know. So I don't know if I ever told you.
I mean, I
about
think
this
that's like
story.
50-50.
So when he
Yeah.
was
no comment.
when right, so when Obama was elected, I remember I was at this, it's not even there anymore. I don't think Darlington House is there anymore on Connecticut Avenue. So I was there, we were watching the returns and everything. My friend Amy and I, my friend, she was a white woman, and we're watching the returns, and I kept being like, there's no way
Mhm.
he's gonna win. There's no way that this country is advanced enough and prepared enough for a black man to be president. There's no way. And like, as they were coming in, I kept, I was like, what? No, what is he gonna win? And I remember I was sitting at the bar with my friend, my white friend Amy, and then there were these other people who were right next to me. It was these two white girls, and then these three brown men. The two were, one was Indian, and then the other two were of African descent. I'm not 100% sure, but so the three, it was this feeling of when they finally announced, they were projecting he was gonna win. And then the four of us, it was like the four of us looked at each other, and it was unspoken, but it was like all four of us was like, I started crying, they started crying, and it was like the fact that there was somebody who was even remotely looking like me, who had who was of a pigment that was not white, that was not of pale skin, that he was now voted to be the president of the United States. I was like, there is a chance, there is a hope that, like, at some point, like, if I were to have children, that my child could possibly be president of the United States. And it was such a poignant moment for the four of us, and it was unspoken. I didn't know these bitches, like, I didn't know these guys, and like, and I didn't know them at all, and like, I got a bottle of champagne, we poured champagne, and we poured glasses of champagne, and I was like, and we hugged each other, we were crying, and and these like work girls who were with us, they were like, excited also, but it was like they couldn't comprehend.
Yeah.
They couldn't feel what we were feeling, because it was like, for once in my lifetime, I felt like there was hope, there was hope for our country. And then, like, it all just went down the shitter. What the fuck happened? 2016. Like,
Joe Biden didn't run.
Like, what happened?
Well, because his son died, and he just didn't have it in him.
He couldn't.
You guys,
I knew Bo personally.
Mhm.
He would have wanted nothing but for his father to fucking run.
Oh yeah.
I know he was upset and he was bothered, but listen, there would have been no greater gift he could have gave to his fucking son than that, and he would have won in a landslide. It would have been easy, but instead he parlayed it to when he got fucking dementia and fucking, it's just like. Ow.
Here's the thing, though, he doesn't have to.
I know he doesn't.
Like,
No.
but like people want to.
He's not.
They
me,
want to play into this like notion that he's like this pathetic old man who
He's
doesn't
not.
know
He's
what he's
not.
doing,
He's strong
and
as
like
fuck.
Sleepy Joe, and like you
Yeah.
know, dude, he's been like this all his life. He stumbles on his words. He has
but
a
more
stutter.
so now.
Like, sure, he is fucking 79 years old.
Like I said,
I am 50, and I
met him
stumble
when
on
I
my
was 8
fucking
years
words.
old. Yes, you're right, and I stumbled too at 43. But me knowing Joe since I was 8, watching him and growing up with his kids, like I wish he got it in 88. I wish he got it in fucking 96. I wish he got it all these fucking times because he was always that guy. But his opportune time was 2016. That is when he should have ran. We would have never had Trump. We would never had the fucking extra 3 fucking Supreme Court people. We should never had any of that bullshit. I'm sorry, your feelings are fucked and you're upset your son died. Great. I'm not telling you to get over it, but I am saying the best gift you could give to your son right now is the fucking stopping the Trump train. And you had the chance to stop it and you didn't. And then you came back 4 years later, which is 4 years too late. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All I'm saying. And then now this could be the finish in his 8-year term, and we'd be rolling into fucking Newsom for fucking or Harris or somebody or whatever the fuck. But we wouldn't be fighting this. But like, all right, who's going to run this time? Who's going to take on fucking DeSantis or Trump? Like, who's going to do it? Instead, we'd be guiding
Somebody
through.
better needs to do it. Like
It's going to be Newsom. It's going to be
It's going to be Newsom. It's going to be Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. Newsom's already started. He's already fucking talking shit to Abbott and the fucking Santos. He's already taking his gloves off. He's putting his dick in the mashed potatoes.
So you don't think like Buttigieg? No, you don't think
he's
gay.
still
he's
and he's young.
Green? You think
he's young?
Green?
He would be a great.
He would.
Yeah, but he'd be great. He'd be great vice. But I'm saying. Yeah. But here's the thing: do the Democrats go back to 2 white men?
Yeah.
Or does it always have to be mixed?
I think.
I mean, where's Harris?
I think whoever can win. It's all about the Electoral College. Sorry.
Now, I can see Buttigieg and Newsom running together.
Yeah.
I could totally see that. Because
he moved to Michigan.
Who? Buttigieg?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. But you and I both love Buttigieg. We love together.
You guys still going on at some point?
Do what?
Yes, some music happening at some point.
I mean, we're not a music show. We are going to be playing some more of your show music, and we're also going to be playing some more TikToks going through.
That's fine.
But see, like I said, we love having different people on, but we also have to talk, since we are DC based, we still also have to.
I get it,
No, I know. And you know what? And I like your opinion.
And to what Marcus was saying before, like we really aren't able to have a lot of music playing during our show because we get shut down if we
just stop our live feed real fast.
Yeah.
Or I'd be playing music all the time. Like I'm gonna play some.
We've actually had musicians and we've played their music on the show and we got shut down because of their.
They didn't tell their fucking people that we were playing the fucking show. Yeah. Like the music that starts this show is a really close friend of mine of like 10, 15 years, and
she gave us permission. She gave us permission to use her music.
Like she hand delivered me the fucking thing, and we can't use it. So it's funny because I'm getting ready to do a podcast with her. So I'm like, you need to make sure all your music is fucking cleared with Dogface Studio, so I can play everything that you have because she has a great catalog. Like,
It's so tricky. It's unfortunate, but like we've learned the hard way because we've gotten like shut down
in the middle of a show.
Is that right?
We've gone for having like a bunch of people watching and like people on YouTube would be like, I think you lost your Facebook feed because Facebook shut you down. It's like, fuck. Okay, so we'll come back to the last word of the politics, but we're gonna play a couple of songs. Now I do have that one song you asked me to get, the IP. What is it?
IPHE.
So I have that. So I'm gonna play it for you.
There's also one more from me. It's called I Know. If you can, if you can put that in. If you can't, it's okay.
I will. Let me play this, and I'll look for I Know. I Know.
I thought I sent it to you.
Frankojazz.
You might have. Let me just look. God damn it. All right, let's play it. You want to set us up for this show? This song?
Yeah.
Tell us what the song's about.
The first one, the IPHE.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is my daughter Sophia, who you saw in that first video. She was a baby, like a little kid, like I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, 6.
The beautiful afro. She's cute as shit.
Yeah. And so now and then, we were doing things together. I always had a studio wherever I lived, so the studio was our playground. Because there weren't any other places besides doing the outdoor shows where our kids could experience live music.
Right.
Live music. And so I used to play over at Cafe Nima on U Street.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus
Oh, yeah.
loves that place.
Remember that?
Yes. I do. I'm a big fan.
Now we're going back to old school. I used to play, State of the Union.
Uh-huh.
State of the Union, what's that club? Oh man, the Insect Club, all those things. But
all the clubs aren't there anymore.
Yeah, Cafe Nemo was the place where I would take my kids. I knew the owners, and I would take my son to the back, and sneak him in.
I mean, why not? What else? What else would you? All right, so let's play this song, and we'll come back on the flip.
Okay, we'll talk. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, this is not that, though, but this is...
this is what came up for that. What do you want me to...
Sorry, just go ahead.
Right. I can play I Know. I got I Know up right now.
Okay, you got it? Okay.
We can play I Know.
Don't remind me of this tragedy. I've seen those images on my TV. I know. Oh.
See, I can fuck with this.
I know.
It's not my subline era.
But I'm too preoccupied. Too much on my mind. But you say you weren't here when it started. You're not the one to blame. But I say we've got to play our part for them. I know. I'll never forget what I saw tonight. I'll never forget what I saw tonight. Good night. Sleep well.
I love that.
I love
that song.
That was good. So you finished up on Jimi Hendrix. Are you a fan of Band of Gypsies?
I'm a fan of a whole lot of musicians.
No, Band of Gypsies is Jimi Hendrix with the band.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh, so sad. It was only one album, 30 minutes.
I during the pandemic, I used to project on a wall like movies and music from Woodstock and all these old time stuff, that we all know. But it was like that music was really beautiful for that time, because it's like when people, these songs kind of lived for me.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah,
You've been playing them.
They actually lived.
Yeah.
Time so.
So I got a question. What is that big ass poster of you in the back?
That was a gift from some from Hakeem and Christopher, a couple from in the neighborhood that they were inspired by the 6 Feet Aparty porch concerts, and they decided to. Chris, he's into like theater. I think he does production stuff for the Mosaic Theater in DC, and he said he wanted to take a picture. He had an idea. I didn't know what that idea was. He wanted to take a picture of me, so I said, "Well, in the back, against the wall." I said, "Okay, cool." And then he came up with this thing and gave it to me, and I was like, "Wow, this is wonderful." I'm not the kind of person that puts his picture in front of his house.
I would.
No, I wouldn't.
I put my face on. If I could make wallpaper with my face, I would.
You would.
Yeah, it's not my style, but like, it was a gift, and it was a really well thought out gift that and also I look good. I was
gonna say you gotta feel good about it because you look good in the picture.
I'm gonna tell you gotta say
good picture, right? I mean, you gotta fucking flaunt that shit.
I'm like, this stuff is. I like this. Right there. So at every show that I do, I put that up, and it's such a great gift. I'm very appreciative to Hakeem.
Yeah, it's dope. It's pretty dope.
Well, for this gift, and gifts have come in all kinds of different ways. And so now we got the Mount Pleasant whiskey.
Yeah, that's pretty dope too. Let me bring that picture back up.
So now, where can one get this Mount Pleasant whiskey from?
The thing about it, these guys are amazing, man. It's like neighbors.
Who did this whiskey with you?
I didn't. It's not as good. Look, it's got nothing to do with me personally.
Okay, they just use your image.
They just use my.
So who distills it? Who makes this?
Okay, it's dedicated to the 6 Feet Aparty front porch concert. This particular bottle, and it's called reboot.com, REBOOT.com, and it's John Launer and guy's name. Okay, I'll remember it in a minute. Hughes, Troy Hughes. Sorry. His name is Troy Hughes. So these are partners that are friends, that just decided to do this thing as for fun. For them it was fun, but I like the idea of putting things into memory, or historically documenting things.
Mm-hmm.
And so that what they did is they told a story around this, and they just like, well, we want to do Kilbone Place, and you've been doing these things all these years and stuff, and they wanted to celebrate it.
That's what's up, man. That's good as shit.
That's it's as deep as it gets. To me, it's more worthy than maybe having a Grammy or an Oscar or whatever, anything, because this comes deep from the community. And a lot of us, we all experience something together. That's what makes us different. We all experience something together. It was almost every day or every other day, we all kept coming together and coming together and coming together. And we'll listen to music.
That was funny. That was like perfect timing type shit.
You know what I mean? Spontaneous combustion. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Are these the gentlemen?
What's that?
Are these the guys?
Yes.
Nice.
That is John and Troy.
Nice.
With reboot.com. Check them out.
So are you able to buy them in a store, or do I have to order it on
Urban Liquor Store? You can buy it at any establishment that sells liquor in Mount Pleasant, especially
in Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, but they're working into getting into mass distribution or whatever. I don't know. I don't know that business. I'm not a businessman that way. I'm more on the creative side.
Sure. Yeah.
So they, that's what they're doing, and I believe
I had meant to get a bottle, but I just didn't have time because I had to work.
you should
I
get a
wanted to-
bottle. You would not be disappointed.
We'll
Yeah,
buy
I
a
had
we'll buy
wanted
a
to get
bottle.
one.
We'll buy a bottle for next week. Maybe we'll bring you on for like five. Maybe
Hey,
we'll bring you on next week for like 5 minutes and talk.
There
About
you go. Like great music.
it. All right, so let's play a TikTok.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna sign out. I gotta get up early in the morning.
All right, my friend. Thank you very
so much for coming on.
Appreciate you.
I
Hope you can come on
appreciate it.
again. This is awesome.
Thank you guys for having me. And
Maybe we'll come. We'll come to Saturday.
you guys come to the 6 feet party.
Yes, we'll come.
Is it every Saturday? When's the next one?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a few things real quick.
You do.
I just did a show this Saturday, so it's every other Saturday for the open stage. Every other Saturday, so it's like next Saturday, not this Saturday for the open stage, but every Saturday is a children's hour with rotating different children's performers. Every Saturday at 10:30.
Now, what time does it normally start?
10:30 for the
Okay,
children.
For the children.
for the children.
Children's show every Saturday at 10:30 on our front porch on 17th and Kilbourne Place on Pleasant.
Yeah. We are
Perfect.
definitely going to come.
Saturday at 10:30. I'll repeat that. I'll keep repeating.
Do you
So,
have
Frank,
that will the
you
whiskey
told
be
me-
there at 10:30?
Oh, at 10:30 on our front.
So, Frank, you had mentioned to me before that Purple Patch, Patrice at Purple Patch, that they provide breakfast
Okay.
for you all.
That's how I was getting to that. And since not even through the pandemic, but like before the pandemic, when I would do shows at Lamont Park every now and then, and Patrice would offer to provide food.
Free of charge, right?
Huh?
Free of charge.
Free. For free. But when I started doing the 6-seater party, she came out to me and said, "Frank, would you mind if I gave you guys food for breakfast?" I was like, wow. I didn't see that coming. And so I didn't see up to now. I didn't see a lot of these things that are coming. Because she often said, like, I was like, what, really? She says, yeah. And since then, it's been going on 3 years. She's been providing oranges, waffles, pancakes every Saturday.
That's
Hold on,
amazing. Good for her. Patrice is awesome.
Good for her, good for the neighborhood.
Yep.
Good for everybody. You know what I mean? And so, and when that sense of heart and that sense of dedication to a commitment to the neighborhood,
Mhm.
I appreciate those things.
Yeah.
I really do. My family does, because we're all trying to do the same thing. Hades, same thing. Many years of just like when my kids were young, I'd say, "Hey, that's it. Can we play some music here?" It's just like, well, we did things, and it evolves. And every once in a while, I go, do a show over at Hades. She's been very, very supportive.
So Hades, like, how long have they been there?
Forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, much longer than a whole lot of the other. Much longer than Purple Patch.
Right. Right. Well, Purple Patch used to be tonic.
Yeah, exactly. And well, it's Purple Patch now. Thank God for that.
It is. Yeah. So Patrice used to work at Purple. It used to be when it was tonic. Patrice was at tonic, and then she bought out the owners.
Yeah.
And then she switched it over to Purple Patch.
Yeah, and she's done a very wonderful job. And it's like, this neighborhood has become a place that I never imagined would happen in my lifetime.
Welcome to DC.
Period.
So I will say, real
Period.
fast,
Stop.
Frank, we have a new food podcast, and she's interviewed a couple of people from Purple Patch and a couple of people from Purple Patch, including Dylan, will be on that podcast.
Yeah, he's gonna be on that show, and then Sarah, and hopefully Dylan will also be on our show.
The Dylan's an old friend of ours, so yeah, we go way back with Dylan.
Very nice. Yeah, Dylan's cool guy. I like
He's
that.
been on the show. He's been on the show a bunch of times.
Yeah, you should come see him play at the front porch, on the front porch. He's a good musician, good human being.
Never seen him play, but
I've
definitely-
never seen him play either.
That's your problem right there.
why is that my problem?
It's our problem that we've never seen Dylan play.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's fine. That's fair.
It's a problem. And so like the other thing I wanted to mention was like this 6 Feet Aparty has spiraled into other things. So I started collaborating.
There's Hades right there.
Yeah, with Mom Pleasant visual artists. And so we've been doing these shows on Park Road every now and then. But if you go on my Instagram page or my Facebook page, you'll see all that. Visual artists, live music, the collaboration between the two. I've also done all these different collaborations, like I told you, with different other musicians. Check out The Sound of Silence. Check out Could Be You. Check out Running, which was our workout songs during the. It's called Running. It's called the Freeze Dance.
Okay,
Marcus,
Running.
you might like that while you're running.
I will.
On your mark, get set, freeze. Thank you.
Not a very productive run. Not a very productive run.
Nice talking
Frank-
to you all right.
Frank, thank
Frank,
you very
thank
much
you
for
so
coming on.
much.
We appreciate you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much. We'll have you come on again, and maybe we'll drink some of that whiskey.
Okay.
Maybe.
Def-
What do you mean, maybe?
Def-
Definitely,
not?
we'll drink some of
What's
that
wrong with
whiskey.
All right,
All
Frank. Talk to you soon, buddy.
Pleasure.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Stay healthy. Be well. Cool.
All right,
Peace.
Thank you, buddy.
Play some TikToks, Marcus.
Don't you fucking yell at me.
Don't you laugh, Crystal.
Oh God. Oh,
Yo, can I tell you something? While we're waiting for these TikToks, this
Yeah.
black cherry
Was it good?
rosé is garbage.
really?
That's why I didn't
Oh
grab it.
my God. It tastes like butt shit. Like
Oh,
Butt shit. Is that a thing?
butt shit.
okay.
I smelled this. Oh my God, it smells so it smells like perm.
You know what you need to add to it?
Crystal, you will know 80s perm. That's what it
Swift.
smells like.
Oh, ew. Oh,
Hold
that
up.
bad?
Swift.
Yo,
Have
Drew
you met
Swift,
Crystal? Crystal?
you want to come on the show?
For the last 15 minutes of the show. So, Crystal, Drew is a friend of ours who is a Marine,
Okay.
former Marine, or always a Marine. I don't know.
Always
what
a
the fuck to
Marine.
say. He always
He's a
yells at
Marine.
me. He
He's
always
a
yells at me because I always fuck it up. But he also teaches gun safety or shooting guns. Type
Yes,
shit.
we're supposed to. We for the past year and a half, we've been talking about coming on and or having him give it. What do you call it? Train us on
Mm-hmm.
the
Shooting.
shooting.
So he always likes to come in at the end of the show where we're kind of
Because-
he's like a firecracker.
But you know why? Because he works until like midnight. He like
Aren't
closes
we
the
supposed
bar
to go-
down, and
Aren't we
then
supposed to go see him? Are we supposed
we
to
are.
go see him?
We are. We are. We are. We
Hey,
drive.
Drew, I sent you a
we,
link.
we drive by Midlands whenever we go see Jamie
Jamie.
at Looking Glass. And everybody's like, "Oh, Drew."
Drew, I
might
sent
be
you a link if you want to come on.
the show, Drew.
So
Don't
can,
don't drink this perm tasting butt shit.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I won't. I won't.
You
I
know
won't.
exactly what I'm talking
Yes,
about. The
I
perm.
do. Yes, I
There you
do.
go. Uh-oh,
That's what it-
uh-oh.
That's a
uh-oh.
distinctive smell.
can I just say something to you two ladies?
Yes.
That was the way to handle someone who is self-absorbed at times. You are the host. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep hearing. We'll talk about it in the after party.
Yeah.
Drew Swift, where are you?
He's having a crystal issue.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
hey, you got a haircut, old man.
A little bit.
So Drew meet Crystal. Crystal meet Drew. Crystal
Hey,
is
Hi, Drew.
Crystal is doing a government podcast with me.
Oh, nice.
Crystal, give them the elevator pitch.
Oh, long story short, I'm tired of people being ignorant about how our government works. And so since I worked in politics, I decided
25 years.
to reach out to Marcus and do Topless Government. It's a cross between Schoolhouse Rock and Civics for the Masses, but making it fun and relatable to people. Just, because you know how politicians bullshit you and they say all this jargon and stuff, and you're like, what the hell are they talking about?
She knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, talked about some reconciliation tonight. That was fun, actually. Just to see your guests like eyes roll.
Right? He didn't know what
He was like,
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You just told me not to talk shit. What was that?
Listen, I'm just gonna say this: respect to Val for understanding that I come in hot at the end of the show because I'm working, motherfucker. I just got off.
You give us.
I know.
Like,
You give us juice at the end of the show. Like when we're like on the way down, you come in and just take it right back up.
Well,
and Boo's dick gets hard every time you come on the show.
I've been told
Listen,
to take it
Boo's
down
dick
on the
gets
Old
hard every
Man
time you're
Drunk
here.
podcast.
So, Drew, you should start a podcast with Brian, the old drunk man.
Dude, could you imagine me and Harrison on a podcast?
Yes, I've been trying to get it.
I would love it. Let's do it.
For
I
a
talked to him the
year.
other day. I talked to him the other
what's
day
up,
about
bro?
it.
Hey, what's up, man? What are you doing today?
Hey, man. What's up, bro?
I just took some aspirin. Took
Yeah.
some aspirin.
I needed some relief from my back.
Dude, nobody wants to listen to that.
I mean, yes, they would.
You'd be
Right, so-
surprised.
Oh my God. Everybody would tune in for that. Are you kidding? Do you know I can't even say this for sure because I'm just suppositioning, but I believe that our highest viewership was probably when you guys were on the show together.
And the best part
Some of our highest viewership. Some of it.
We left to go to the bar and left you and Brian on to keep talking for the rest of the night for the next 2 hours.
Oh shit!
Did y'all stay on for
is-
like an hour and a half?
Okay, so wait a minute. Yes, we did.
What did y'all talk about?
So,
Oh my God, no, hold on, no.
Crystal, did you ever go to the Reef in Adams Morgan?
Yes.
So
they used to be
Swift
there.
and Brian owned it. Swift was his main man. They ran the Reef, and we had a Reef reunion.
We had a reunion.
So like
Okay.
8 people were on at the same time.
Oh wow.
I thought it was
I
nine.
love the rooftop.
It
Maybe
was like 10.
not.
It was like
Exactly.
10 people.
Exactly, Chris.
It was a bitch
Like,
getting up there, but once you got up
once
there,
you got there, you was set. You was set.
Yeah, you didn't go back down. You didn't go back down. Once you
No,
got
I did
there,
not.
You didn't go back down.
So when we finished the podcast, him and Brian haven't talked in a while, so they just stayed on the feed. You know how we do
And we all went to a bar and left.
Oh my God.
because you know how
Okay,
we do
so
the
look,
after, you know how we do the after party. We
listen.
just let them talk.
Let me circle this back.
Okay.
I just picked up Sundays at Midlands through football season.
So we can do a show there, is what you're saying.
It's outdoors, dude. It's outdoors. It's COVID safe. Come in. We do a big ass show. We bring a bunch of fucking Bamas in.
I mean, we can
Let's
make it
do
we can make it a monthly thing.
Like once a month.
dude,
you
let me-
come
I-
do it
I'm
at the
sh-
Midlands.
So Ben Brown from like Asylum, Smoke a Barrel, The Reef, like Meridian Pint, all of those places is now the GM over at Midlands. He'd be down, I'm sure of it.
We do it like every last Sunday of the month or some shit like that. Every
Yeah.
Sunday.
Do like a live end of the night football wrap up. Get Boo yelling about
No, we
the
do no, we do the whole no, we do the whole show.
Right.
We
Boo be
do
like,
the whole show.
I hate
We do-
them.
Oh my
No.
God.
Snyder
Y'all
needs
do
to
Michigan
die.
games.
As
We do the
long
whole-
as Dan Snyder owns
First
that.
of all, Crystal, Saturday games is not a must for us because we are on Sunday. Michigan's on Sunday.
No, Michigan's
No,
on
what?
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's on
Oh, I mean
Saturday.
that's what I meant. Michigan's on Saturday.
Yeah,
we do
yeah,
our show
yeah,
on
no.
Sunday.
That's all right, but no, what Crystal knows
I've been
is
drinking
that
tequila, shut up.
Midlands is the Michigan bar in this city.
Yeah, because I looked y'all up. It's
Oh.
unfortunate y'all way up Georgia Avenue.
Why? Don't ever say that.
You
Take
just
those
take
words out
an
of your
Uber.
mouth.
Take an
You
Uber.
take
So
those
you
words
come to
right
our
up out of
studio
your
this
mouth.
past Georgia Avenue.
No,
I'm
that's
saying.
different.
It's not their fault.
I used to go to the hair salon up on Georgia Avenue.
See, much
See, why you
love to
talking
the
shit then?
3000 block
You
of
know
Georgia
exactly where
Avenue,
it is.
please.
Then why are you talking shit?
Because I don't like to go outside my hood.
Which is?
Capitol Hill.
Oh, pfft.
I'm
Come
sorry.
Let's be fair. I've lived in Capitol Hill, and I didn't like leaving Capitol Hill when I lived in Capitol Hill. It was like I was on my 8th Street Island, and I went over to fucking the fuck is that street called?
You know what the
Right in
problem is?
Hell,
There's not a good bar in Capitol
Navy Yard.
Hill.
What was the Navy Yard?
Not
Navy Yard.
anymore. Not
That's true.
anymore.
On 8th Street.
Okay.
So 8th Street's not this. All right, we all know 8th Street is not the same 8th Street used to be. I was
It's
part
not.
of the
It's the
fucking.
only
I was
place
part
that
of the
you-
swing. I was part of
Look,
the swing.
Tony T and the Pug is the only respectable place left on
Listen,
8th
I
Street.
agree.
I worked the Pug. I worked at the Pug.
Maybe the muscle joint.
Oh, Granville Mall.
I
Thank
also
you. I couldn't
ran
even remember
I
it.
ran Granville's bitch. So do I have an 8th Street card or what?
Hold up, you ran
I used to
fucking
sell-
Granville?
Yeah, bitch. I worked with Teddy for years. I went to fucking Annapolis
Dude,
with Teddy. Teddy
You
is
know
my
Teddy was
Teddy's
my
one of-
boy.
You know
I didn't
Teddy's
know
one of my
that.
Teddy's one of my mentors, bro.
I did not know that, bro.
I worked for when me and
How
Val
did
drove
you
to-
not know that?
Dude,
How
I
did you not know
didn't
that,
know.
Drew?
when Val and I drove to New Orleans. We stopped in Charleston to stay with Teddy for a couple of days.
Oh my God, Teddy's my fucking guy.
Teddy's one of my
I
best friends,
love
dude. Teddy's
working
my
with that dude.
dude. Teddy and I.
He came to
he's
my
like
wedding.
he's like my brother. Teddy's like my brother.
Teddy came to my wedding.
I believe he's a great motherfucking dude.
Yeah, he was,
He's a
man.
great
He,
fucking
he,
dude.
or he is.
I mean, he
still
is.
was,
He's not
he is.
dead.
Right.
Okay,
Rest
well,
in peace, Teddy. You fucking bitch.
He would have came on the Reef Reunion, but he just had surgery on his shoulder. It was all fucked up for like 2 weeks.
Fucking surgery on his shoulder.
That dude was fucked up. He was fucked up. Like, yeah, dude. He would call me
I mean,
like,
you called me in, bitch. Don't fucking hate me when I get here.
I'm not, dude. Listen, you're like the older version of me. It's fine. We both wear glasses.
What?
You know,
Older version. Wow.
Trying to put Drew in his place.
Wow.
Pipe down.
um,
So, Crystal, this is why they let me in at the end of the night. Because it becomes
Listen.
entertaining.
Marcus, we should just cut out the first hour of our show and just.
This episode, yeah.
first 45. I do 45.
Sorry.
See,
What? You
I
guys
was
are getting
hoping. I was
down.
hoping.
digging the
Listen,
art.
I was hoping the internet went out, and Val kept bringing them back on. I'm like, stop, stop, let the internet go out.
I didn't
'cause
bring
need
him
to
back on.
incorporate
I mean,
fucking Crystal. Because here's Crystal's been a guest on here. She hasn't really been a host before, so she didn't really know she could like interject with shit. So I had to like text him like,
Crystal was
motherfucker,
falling asleep. Let's be honest.
No, I was just like, what the fuck? I mean, he was so condescending. I'm sorry. Sorry, he was.
he's not watching still.
Some
And if
people
he
might
is,
be
he
watching
is, dude.
later.
Speak your
Some
fucking
people might
mind.
be
I'm
watching
sorry.
later.
The truth
Yeah.
hurts.
Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Listen, I like the dude. I do like the dude. Don't get me wrong. I like the dude. But sometimes, like, all right, perfect example. Do not tell me before and pre-show how to run my motherfucking show that I've been doing for 5 or 6 years, motherfucker. Not going to change it now. Stop.
I'm drinking this drink. Right
Val, I have to tell you, you had the patience of Job.
I do
White
not.
Claw.
And so, no, but Marcus, you handled
No,
the both
yo,
of you
look,
handled it
look.
well.
Did I
I'm,
have
You
to?
handled it well.
drinking. I'm
Shh, I
drinking
wanna hear
this
Crystal talk good about
awful.
me.
Yeah, don't drink the perm stuff. No, baby.
This
Don't
one
drink the
smells
perm
like
stuff.
perm.
Yeah.
So-
I opened the can and it smelled like
God.
perm, and I was like, no.
Crystal, what I was saying, that's how you handle people sometimes. Sometimes with guests. Remember how I say guests are either
Crystal.
amazing or they shit?
Did you see my face? I was like,
Yes.
"Mm."
Yeah, yeah. I was
So
like,
Damn, what I
oh, man.
missed.
Drew and pre-shift, he was telling me to play music. I'm like, listen, because I was doing shit. So I wasn't like, my mic was muted and he was talking to Val. And I had to like unmute my shit just to come on and be like, yo,
Yeah.
no, motherfucker. This is how it's going to work.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the District of Misfits show.
Yeah.
Hey,
show.
listen, we never said it was a
We are-
podcast with a drinking problem. It's a drinking game with a podcast problem, right?
But don't tell
Exactly.
me how you
Also,
feel.
we are formerly known as the district as the DC as fuck show. So
Right.
come on. Let's be.
We are who we are at this point.
I don't think
We
he
are who we
understood the
are.
concept.
He did not.
He didn't
We are
understand it,
who
and
we are.
he said, "What did I get myself into?" I'm sure y'all heard that, right?
Hey,
I heard
so
I heard
Crystal,
Mhm.
give it to me real. What is it that your organization's at? What is your slice of DC? What is you?
Oh shit! This is
Well-
a heavy question. Oh, I must have.
No, well, to be honest, I'm a lobbyist.
Okay.
Now,
I mean, I like working behind the scenes and getting stuff done. I mean, I
What's
work hard. I play
what up,
hard.
Greg?
Greggy, where you been?
What's
Keep
your
going.
good.
Show's supposed to be
Don't mind
over
that.
by now.
Don't mind that, Crystal. Keep going.
No, but I mean, I'm a native Washingtonian. I was born in DC.
Heard.
My family's from here. I've lived in other parts of the country just to get outside the Beltway and to have a different perspective. You know how you have to like make sure you look at other things another way. You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
I
someone
like what
told
you
us
said.
tonight.
For sure.
I was just like, Jesus, take the wheel. I wanted to
She,
slap him. I'm
she chose
sorry.
Louisiana, though. That's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, don't fuck with Louisiana, man. Louisiana got some culture too.
I mean, you know what? I've been
Not-
all
not
across
in Shreveport.
Louisiana. No, Shreve Vegas has shit.
Yeah, no,
No.
Shreve Vegas sucks, man. I was stationed down there, dude.
Oh, that's right. You're,
Well, I
you're
was
yeah,
Marine.
Fort
stationed down
Polk?
there
In Fort Polk.
and Fort Polk. I grew up,
Oh,
dude. I
son,
spent
you
my
know.
first grade and second grade years in school at Fort
Oh, wow.
Polk, Louisiana. I got shot with a fucking arrow in my ribs
Oh
in
my
Fort
God.
Polk, Louisiana.
This is why I teach people
Fuck.
how to shoot arrows and guns.
No, I get shot by arrows. I teach people how to shoot guns.
So, Crystal,
Mhm.
continue. I'm sorry.
Which again, we're going to be coming in.
Y'all need to do that. You should. You should.
I think
I
we
mean,
bring Crystal
listen.
with us. I think Crystal comes with us.
Well, you know
Yeah,
what? It's
yeah,
funny.
you're
I
welcome.
have a client. They have less lethal technology for
Yes,
guns.
they do.
Alternative ballistics. We work with them.
So maybe
I mean,
What are
you
they
know,
using? Tim
you should
rounds?
talk after the show, guys.
they I had dated a DC cop, so I started asking them questions. So I was like, oh, less lethal. I said, well, can you
So
use a Glock?
less lethal and non-lethal are phenomenal
Two different-
options for local police departments and agencies.
Right.
I come from a military background, and
Mhm.
those become less available.
Right.
No.
Yeah, because I mean, we're getting like local police departments to buy into this. They do a lot of testing.
Yeah.
And they've actually gotten certified through the NIST. They're
Oh,
the
yeah.
first company to be certified.
Nice.
So I don't lobby for them. I mean, you know, because I was like, I'm like, I don't want my name on working for them for, you know, personal reasons. And so my colleague does the lobbying and I do all the strategic thinking behind the scenes.
So, guys,
Which is
for those of
nice.
you who don't know, NIST is the National Institute of Standards and Technology.
Yeah, I did
so,
not know that. I did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Sorry about the jargon, the alphabet.
No. But they cover like they set the standards,
Mhm.
right, for all of the stuff.
Yeah.
Crystal, in my bones, I'm feeling a guest co-host every once in a while.
I feel that in my bones also.
You were lucky today. You know why?
Me?
Because I was tipsy.
Hey,
Dude, whoa,
I
that's a
was. I'm not
prereq.
gonna lie, because I got your
That's
text
a
message.
prereq for the show. You cannot do
but
this
I
shit
wasn't
sober.
drinking. I was drinking water and cocoa. Because
That's
That's
why I was
okay.
like, "What are you drinking? Water
I
and
was
cocoa? You're
smoking
supposed to
weed
drink
and
it
drinking
during the
White
show."
Claws.
Crystal, you could come in the show drunk. You would fucking be fine. You wouldn't
Yes.
skip a beat.
No, I wouldn't. But
Erica's
no,
been on this show many a times, hammered.
yeah, I know. Well,
You're
Erica's a
supposed
little.
to come on this show hammered.
She's
Wait,
a little
which Erica?
ditzy. I love her dearly, but
Erica
no,
was
you
on-
were lucky tonight
Oh,
Which Erica?
because you texted me.
Hold on.
You texted me at the right time, and I was like, huh. Because I was on the phone with my friend from New Orleans, and I looked and I was like, oh.
You're
I was
like,
like-
"All right."
I was like, sure. And then I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I need to watch Westworld. I got to finish watching it. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna be up past my bedtime.
See, that's
I mean,
why
I have to be in the my first meeting tomorrow is at 9:30
You'd be all right.
today, so
Me
it's
too.
fine.
P.S. I would be remiss if I did not mention the fact that Marcus could potentially, or most probably, will become a great uncle today because his
I don't care about
nephews.
She
I know
cares.
you don't. I know
Doesn't-
you don't. But I'm just gonna make a point of the fact that his nephew's wife is giving birth, most likely right now.
Oh wow! Congrats.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
He doesn't care.
Okay.
But
All right, you don't care.
I'm
You're
just-
a man.
I'm
Okay.
I didn't care when he
saying.
was born. Why am I going to care? No, I did care.
He
when he was
doesn't care.
Well,
I
He
care.
doesn't care. But
I
there's a
cared when
baby
he was
coming.
born. I don't care about.
There's a new Donovan coming on the way, and he doesn't give a fuck. But like, you know, I feel like
too many people in the
I
fucking world already.
I should mention.
Mm.
Facts.
We need,
Yeah,
we
that
need,
is facts.
we need
But
to
they-
depopularize.
This baby is coming regardless of whether or not you give a shit. So like,
Also
the baby is
facts.
gonna be.
Two things can be true.
So anyway,
Baby
Oh.
is coming. Also,
Mm.
I am crazy
How you
baby
feel
lady,
about-
so I cannot wait for this baby to come.
Nice.
You know,
That's nice.
when my
All right,
oldest was born, it was the same time that we opened Meridian Pint.
Oh shit!
And she's 2 weeks older than Meridian Pint. The only reason that fucking I got
why you can remember her birthday?
yeah.
Oh, that's
No. I know her birthday is 2 weeks before, but the only reason that I got leave is this, right? I got 2 weeks of like paternity leave off because one company built a pipe in to supply water to the pint. Another company built the return to the sprinkler. And they had to get a company to come in and certify the link between the two. And it took 2 weeks to get the fucking fire department in. So Meridian Pint was ready to open, but couldn't for 2 weeks. And that 2 weeks was
Because
my
your baby
paternity
was
leave.
born.
That's it. That's it. And
Wow.
you're right. It was the fucking greatest day of my life.
Speaking of-
Outside of me getting married.
Speaking of Jesus,
No, I didn't say that.
Nobody said anything about you.
I do wonder though, do you ever think that when Jesus was on the cross, he was like, this is going to make a really great necklace one day?
Oh, shit.
It's so popular.
Oh my lord.
I love it.
Oh god.
So
I love it
sacrilegious.
so
Great
much.
necklace.
As a Catholic, I feel that it's very sacrilegious.
Sacrilegious.
Are you a practicing Catholic?
I am a little bit. I am a little
Okay.
bit,
She
but I
doesn't
also
match,
find it.
so
I
no.
also find it very funny.
I'm actually a recovering Catholic.
I am an atheist.
What does that mean? Recovering Catholic. What does that
It
mean?
means I'm
realize
trying to
bullshit?
scrub away the sins that I had that I didn't do shit for. God damn it.
I don't know. I'm Filipino. You can't fucking get rid of the Catholicism.
Yeah.
out of it.
They did a
Filipino-
real good job sinking the
You
hook.
can't. Yeah, you can't. You can't. It's like embedded in the Filipino culture. You can't.
So here's my shit.
Like so, like
I'm-
what Marcus was saying. Like you go to my house, and there's like you go up the halfway stairs, and there's literally a
15
kneeler.
crucifixes.
There's like a kneeler where you can
Yes.
you can put some money in
Yeah.
to like
Oh,
for
wow.
for the Val
What are we
Fund.
kidding about
Like,
this shit?
Because they're passing the plate. Nice. Nice.
there's
Nice.
like
I thought I was
the
gonna catch
Mary.
fire.
So Val,
Jesus,
let me say
there's a
this.
Catholic. There's
Mm.
yeah.
My best friend got married in a Catholic ceremony, and I had been in the church in 20 years, and it took about all of 3 seconds to be like, sit in the old bed, and same with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
they
embedded.
indoctrinate
It is
your ass, bro.
embedded in you. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I was saying earlier, like the Catholics, like the Filipino Catholics, are like a whole
Yeah.
different breed.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
No,
a
they're all
whole
in.
different breed.
They're all in.
Yeah, it
They
is.
are all in.
It
That
is. It
is
is
Christ.
woven into the culture of the Filipino
Uh-huh.
community.
That's
So,
how they
like,
win.
When I was younger,
I like science.
so like, right? Science, I know,
Wow.
and like and the so the what's the word? Oxymoron of all of it is that a lot of Filipinos are in the medical field, so they're all scientists, right? and yet they believe in Catholicism, and it's hard, right? But so when I was younger, the Virgin Mary, the statue of the Virgin Mary would travel within the Filipino community. To each week she would travel from house to house, and like they would have this whole ceremony, and the Virgin would come, and we would like walk her through the house, and then she would sit, and then you would pray the rosary for a week, and then and then she'd move to the next one. I mean, it was just normal. It was normal for me. Like that was just the thing. Like, oh, the Virgin Mary is coming to visit, and she's gonna come sit on this table for a week.
All right,
And then we're gonna
that being
chill.
said, Virgin Mary or not, I have some memes that I need to play. So
What?
Val, you want to read these?
Don't turn down the Virgin Mary. She is amazing.
She's not a virgin.
Val, read this meme.
I bet it would be funny to put a pancake on my cat's face. 2 minutes later, yikes. See, you could put that on Sonic, my cat, my little
Oh
cat,
my gosh.
and he would be like, okay, and then he'd eat it.
No.
Hey, Val, do you notice that there's one cat outside missing an eye? There's another cat outside missing an eye.
That's my cat. That's my cat. My cat is missing an
Sorry
eye.
about that.
That is Val is sad.
Look, Juan Soto. There's Juan Soto. So this
Oh my
was.
god.
Oh my god, I love him. He had just turned 21. It was when they won
Did you
the
sign the card?
No.
So when he turned 21, it was when they were doing the World Series run, and they had a card out front of
I know.
Spotline.
I did. I never got to sign it. So that was when they won the NL East. That was they had it. It was right before they went into the World Series.
Yeah.
And they were at the salt line, and he was so excited. He was just like, he was so happy and like just waving at everybody. He was just turned 21. That kid.
Wow.
Had just
Yeah,
turned
you know,
21.
clap your hands.
And like, you know, and I'm truly, as a Nats fan, I am devastated. I can understand in my mind why they needed to trade him.
Can you
But I
understand the shit deal they got for him?
Yes.
Just explain that one
Also,
to me.
No, they didn't get
no,
shit deal
I
for him.
don't understand
They
it.
did not get a shit deal
But
for him.
Dude, it's a shit deal.
it is a shit deal because ultimately you cannot. There is no value.
Okay, you're never replacing him. Yes.
That is
And
You're
any
gonna
of
that
those
was
prospects.
equivalent.
If-
Yes.
to Juan Soto.
And those,
There's
every one of those
nothing.
prospects sucks.
You get
Sucks.
3 top 100 prospects.
Oh,
Look at,
dude,
but what I'm
stop.
saying is Juan
Stop.
Soto, like there is nothing else.
For
There is
one
nobody
dude,
else
you get 6 prospects. 2 are already major league ready.
equivalent to
2
Juan
more
Soto.
are going to be top 100 prospects. No.
But wait a minute.
I don't want to
But
trade
they're
Juan
not top
No.
100 prospects.
They are. There's 3 top 100s. I don't want to trade Juan Soto. I was pissed they traded him. But if you're going to have to trade him, that was the best deal they were going to get.
It was
Hold
the
on.
dumbest thing they could
At
have done.
some
because,
point,
like,
Mike
we
Rizzo
were-
is going to need to justify the fucking GM, like,
At some
miracle
point, Mike
worker that
Rizzo
he
is
is.
gonna get fired.
Because
'cause
it's
that's
no, he's not going to get.
nothing
He's
that
not
I'm
gonna get
telling
fired.
you right
He's
now,
not
it's
gonna
when
get
they
fired.
sell the team.
It's because
Anyway.
they were selling the team, and that's the ownership wanted him to trade Soto. 'cause
So look,
So,
Mm.
do
but
we
like,
really
what I
want
was
to talk
we-
about
we-
baseball right
like,
now?
Yeah, I don't know, but we were
That's
talking
what
about
Crystal,
it.
what do you want to talk about?
No,
I
We
wanna
were
talk
talking about it in pre-show, and I was saying that,
Hey,
like,
girl, hey.
hey. So what I was saying earlier was that, like, okay, as a casual fan, I mean, I'm not so casual. I'm a little bit more than
Just be
casual,
casual.
but
Mhm.
I'm more than casual of a fan of the Nats. But like, there is nobody else to root for. There's no one else to grasp on in the Nationals team. No one gives a shit about anybody else. Juan Soto was the last. He was the
Yeah,
last
I mean,
one,
you're right, dude.
right?
So,
And so, like, you have
do
a
you follow
generation.
Washington? Do you follow Washingtonian props?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you see that shit they put up? That was like, dude, they put a fucking like a reel up that was like, if you came to the game today, it was like, here's who you should cheer for. And it like shows like Juan Soto and all these guys. And it's just like traded today, literally traded today. Was sent out last week, has played 3 games. They put Strasburg's picture up. It's been like played 5 games in 3 years.
Really?
Like,
Really?
No,
Like,
no,
I was about to
like
ask about
nobody to
Strasburg.
root for. There's nobody
the
to
other
like grasp
philosophy.
onto anymore.
Here's the other philosophy. If they didn't sign Corbett or Strasburg, they could have kept fucking Soto.
Fucking Corbin sucks ass.
dude,
He is
Corbin,
always sucked
like
ass.
he
That's
is
so
not
true.
winning
But
Like,
here's
shit.
he's
the thing.
terrible.
Here's the thing. You go back. If you didn't have Corbin, you might not have won the World Series. Also, you wouldn't have. If
Great, so you
Strasburg-
kept him that year, but why do you have to like?
you signed to a
Like, get
4
rid of
4
him the
five-year deal.
next year.
But you also signed Strasburg to a extension that hindered the fucking.
Oh,
It
for
wasn't
sure.
good plan. It wasn't good planning. If they didn't, they should
All
have
of
not.
it was
signed-
not good
they should
planning.
not done an extension with Strasburg. They could have signed fucking. Soto.
Well, but no,
They
no,
should
hold
have
on.
just given him whatever he wanted. Honestly,
I'm
just-
not disagreeing with you.
just for the face of the franchise.
As a Yankee and
Just-
Nationals fan, I understand both sides of this.
Just to keep the fans like these kids.
I literally just watched the
kids
Captain on
knew-
ESPN.
Yeah, but what I'm
Oh.
saying is like you have children who would be the base of your franchise, right? The people who would continue to follow you for years and years and decades.
Mhm.
No one
can I
gives a
say-
shit anymore.
Can I say
I'm
something?
sorry. Yes.
So, regardless of whether people were released, like traded, or just like hit free agency and signed anywhere to go, right? Let's look at a pattern here. Who have we lost? Right?
All of them,
Mhm.
everyone,
Desmond,
everyone.
Daniel Murphy,
Rendon,
Harper, Clippard, Rendon, Para, right?
all of them.
Ramos, Giolito, if you even want to go like back.
But what have they
Right?
done after they left, though? That's the
But
thing.
but it's not the
Jones
it's not
hasn't
the
done shit
point,
since he left.
dude. The
Again,
point is
Not
this.
Rendon, you're not resigning fucking Soto.
Okay, but listen, my point is this.
They shouldn't have
We
traded Turner.
don't have a
traded back.
positive track record of with minus Zim. What player have we grown and developed? Who's been
Soto should have been that.
successful?
Soto should have been.
He
that
should have been, dude.
You're absolutely-
Because the
I'm
other
not
person
disagreeing.
who should have been Strasburg. But instead of fucking always playing to that little motherfucker's like bitchy ass needs, we should have just moved the fuck on after he won us a World Series. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
that's what we should have done.
When's the
I
last time
mean-
Strasburg actually
You
played?
shut it, Steve Varbunis.
Anywho, again,
You shut it.
You're drunk.
Don't talk to 4 passionate National fans here, Steve.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not.
which is why I said, why
Dude,
are
I
we
give a
talking
shit.
about baseball?
Chris
I
doesn't give a
don't.
shit about the Nationals.
I do
Exactly.
not. I don't.
Crystal, what do you want to talk about? Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's
you
talk
know. Oh, somebody said stop slurring. Oh.
about- I mean,
Steve
I
Varbunis
might
did.
be slurring a little bit. Whatever.
Oh,
And if
no,
Varbunis is
I own
telling
it.
you to stop slurring,
That's
you better
right, you do
tighten up,
own it.
young lady.
I have some water right
drink waters, please.
here.
Waters.
In my I'm 50 bitches.
Water.
cup.
Watas. Please drink more water.
Waters.
Hey guys, do you want rage or do you want titties?
Yo,
Oh
my
I'm
God.
pissed that I did not go to the Rage.
Rage.
concert.
Yeah.
There's a class of the wealthiest people on earth are getting behind some of the most vicious and hateful people on earth. And those people are attempting to rob so many of us of our rights, and mostly our sisters who are fighting to retain the right to control of their bodies. And if we don't stop them now, they're gonna try to roll over and turn back the clock to a time when segregation was legal. When discrimination was legal. When there were no rights for workers. No rights for suffering. And the only way we defeat them is through solidarity. With everybody around the world, us and y'all together. Fuck these borders. It's about.
Damn, dude, we fucking need their voice back more than ever, bro.
So do we get their voice back?
I hope so, man.
I do too.
I fucking hope so, dude. I'm so bummed I couldn't go to that show.
Listen, I had somebody call me that morning to ask to take me to the show, but I was in Delaware, so I'm like, I can't.
Dude, I had
You were in
tickets for
Delaware?
the show.
I'm Delaware, bitch. But no, it just sucked because I was supposed to see Rage and Beastie Boys play, but Mike D broke his arm, so they canceled the fucking concert. So I was always just like sad because I never got that return because they broke up and did all that shit. It's like fuck my life.
Yeah, that shit sucked, man. I would have loved to have gone. I should have gone. I had free tickets, but
to this last show, you have free tickets?
I had free tickets to Wednesday.
I hate you.
I
A white
had a
man to
funeral to
another
go
white
to.
man. I hate you. But no,
Right.
I hope their voice, like people like Tool. I hope people like actually start like talking
Yeah,
and fucking saying their shit.
100%.
Here's another Rage thing. Man, these Republicans or these people on the right did not pay attention to the lyrics of the songs.
You kids out there that grew up in the fucking 90s feeling incredibly betrayed by Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, you thought because you heard some metal riffs, heavy drums, and Zach De La Rocha screaming over some tracks that they was for you? Nah, Rage is for us, cuz the activists, the revolutionaries, the warriors. Damn near every song is about
Bring
social
'em
justice,
back.
revolution, and exposing corrupt government. Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah.
I'm sorry you're late to the party. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Rage.
Oh, what a drop! That's a drop. That's a drop. That's a drop.
Dude, I
Wow.
would fucking drink beers with homie right now.
Right?
No shit. Because he's not wrong. Not
No.
wrong.
Wow.
He's so
Indeed.
right.
These fools. All right, you guys got any more last words? I got like 2 or 3 TikToks left, but I want to end on a Rage song. So
Our playlist.
Yeah, I
is-
got something.
go ahead, son.
Oh, okay, go.
25 years ago, 30 years ago, I was a Marine in a Scout Sniper platoon. Before I left that platoon, we brought a kid in who had a lot of potential and ended up being a fantastic Marine. Out of the whole group of people that I ever served with, he was the one who stayed the longest, and he ended up making the biggest impact. Even though it might not be the most popular thing, there are American men and women who are on the front line of every scary place in the world for America's best interest. And it's our responsibility as citizens to make sure that we vote and we use our voices and we help direct what those intentions are. This guy held the line for 24 years and he passed away due to COVID. He caught COVID. He had long COVID. Because he got intubated, he was boosted and vaxxed. But because he got intubated, he destroyed his lungs. And his doctors told him that the only way that he could save any chance for like a realistic life was to get a lung transplant. And he did. He survived the transplant. He did not survive the healing process. And we laid him to rest in Arlington on Wednesday. The amazing thing about it is it brought back 10 generations of people whose lives were impacted because of that. And it was amazing and it was great. And there was a lot of fun and there was a lot of great stories. But just understand that, like, this shit of America is supposed to be for real. And it's supposed to be for real, and it's only for real if it's for fucking everyone. Use your voice. It's all we have. That's it.
Here, here.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Do you want to say his name or no? You don't have
Yeah,
to.
his name was Andrew Sullivan. Master Gunnery Sergeant Andrew Sullivan. Cheers.
Sullivan, here to you, sir.
Semper Fi.
Cheers to him.
It's the only way we know.
I know my brother was a Marine.
Oh, he still is, Crystal.
He Paris Island, South Carolina.
I told you he yells at me all the time.
I don't yell at you, dude. I just correct you.
That's fair. Crystal, you have anything?
No, well, look, I had fun tonight. Thank you. It was
So
enlightening.
glad you could come on.
Me too.
Hey, wait
It's
a minute.
always good to
Before we all
see-
split,
Yeah,
We're
what
not splitting yet,
Erica
right?
was we talking about?
Erica
Erica
Anderson.
Okay, not Erica Gould.
No. I
All
know
right.
both. I know both of them. Yes.
Bet.
Continue, Crystal, as the white man interrupted you.
Damn, Marcus.
My bad.
Oh,
Damn.
I'm joking. That was a
okay,
good
the
scene. That's
video
what-
left.
What?
No, I can't. Oh shit! Y'all done made me okay.
What you do?
Sorry. I lost y'all for a moment.
No, you did not.
You're back. You're back.
No, no, because I was laughing so
From
hard
outer
that I beat the
space.
table. But that was funny.
Just turn around now and get that look up off the face.
Y'all are wrong.
That's why Crystal. That's why they bring me in at the late hour.
And
man.
you know what?
Wake up.
It's not
You know what?
wrong.
Actually, thank you for making this more pleasurable.
Oh, dude, I'm glad that I can wipe out the bad vibe of the other dude. Oh my god, everything's more pleasurable with the Vaseline.
Oh no, we were talking about that earlier about Chuck Schumer.
Vaseline.
Yeah, fucking Mitch McConnell with no
And
All
Vaseline.
right, Crystal, where you got?
All right, I'm good. Peace out.
Don't leave. We still got the after party, so don't fucking go
Okay.
anywhere. Torres.
Don't leave. So my final words is on what's today? Sunday.
It's Monday.
Okay, so Friday was the 1-year anniversary of the passing of my friend Peter Baelish. Love him to bits. This guy was aces. He supported me with anything that I ever did in the time that I was that I knew him. He's probably one of the oldest people that I've known in the industry. And I love him. I love him to bits. He passed a year ago Friday. His father passed yesterday.
Oh,
Fuck.
So
And
a
his
year in
dad-
1 day. A year or 1 day.
A
Oh,
year and 1
wow.
day. His brother actually had said the day before, he said, I wish Peter would just take him because he had been struggling. His father had been struggling.
mhm.
And so yesterday his father passed away. And I think that it was meant to be. Peter took him, he brought him to a better place. This guy, he was surly, he was angry
Nice.
all the time.
With us.
But like this motherfucker, he did everything for everybody. Like when at one point I had to quit my job and I had to move home to be with my mom because my father had left her. And Peter was like, do what you have to do. He was like, you go and be with your family. I get it. Just go and do what you have to do. Every milestone of my birthdays, he was always there, regardless on my 50th, I believe he would have been there had he been still with us. Like, I love him so much and I miss him every day. And Godspeed, Peter Baelish. Love him. Love that guy.
There you go. Cheers.
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 Val, I'm sorry for your loss, man, but like fucking
Thank you. He was
Good
such a
for
good
you.
dude, man.
good for you for fucking getting to know him and having that experience and like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that's
man.
how our people live with this, man.
Right.
You
And
know?
like I wouldn't have had it any other way. Like I
Any
had
other
him
way.
in my life for like over 20 years.
Fuck
And
yeah.
like
Yeah, at least
Lucky
you got
you.
he
the
was such a good guy.
Yeah.
Such
Lucky
a good
you,
guy. He
right?
anything I ever asked for, he always was there. Anytime I needed something, he always was there. If I asked him for like to support another friend of mine, I'd be like, "Hey, Peter, like my friend needs a job. Can you find her
Mhm.
something?" He would get her something. He would always be there. Such a good dude. And he was surly as fuck. He just was angry
best
all the
ones are.
time. He was
Yes,
the best.
we are.
He was so
But
awesome. I love that dude so much.
It's
Val,
not my fault that you can't operate at the speed that I do.
hey, Val, did he like titties?
He did.
My question tonight is for straight men.
Okay.
Oh my
What
God.
is attractive about boobs?
I'll take this one, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay. First off,
Yeah.
boobs
Mhm.
are good.
They're so good.
Okay. Boobs
So good.
are good.
They're good.
They're
Second,
great.
boobs
Mhm.
are great.
They're so cool.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Boobs are great. They're,
They're
good
so cool.
and they're great.
Yeah.
Third,
Mhm.
boobs are awesome.
And they're like there.
Okay. They're good.
They're there.
They're great.
They're there.
And they're awesome.
They're there.
And finally,
Yeah.
they are fantastic.
He is preaching facts.
In summary, boobs are good.
Factual.
Boobs are great and boobs are awesome.
Factual.
But more importantly,
Yeah. Bring it home.
boobs are fantastic.
Facts.
And fucking tastic.
Fan fucking fan. Yo, you guys, today at the beach, I by accident gave some fucking teenage kids a little nip slip.
How'd that
Like
make you feel?
I was like
Whore!
at first,
You're a
Hold on,
whore!
dude.
at
Hold
first
on.
I
There was
was
some
like,
empowerment
hold
there,
on.
wasn't there? You
Yeah,
were like,
at first I was like,
little
oh
motherfuckers.
shit.
Let me
'cause
tell you about
I
some
was-
stiff athletic socks at home right now.
I was like,
Some-
at first I was
Some
like,
mom
I
is
was trying
finding
to,
a
like, put
crusty
some stuff-
sock.
I was like trying to put some stuff into my cooler.
You're gonna
and I
jerk off
reached
about
over,
me tonight, kid.
and like the thing like let down a little bit. I was like, oh no. And then I was like, sorry guys.
We're
Do you
not
know what's
sorry
crazy
at
as
all.
shit? All right, so hold up. We all look of a certain age, right?
What? I don't
And
know what
my-
you're talking about.
Hold
Except for
on.
the
I
black
look
one
of
and
a
Asian
certain
one.
age.
That's white
Here's
dudes,
the
yeah.
thing.
Black
Raise
don't
your
crack.
hand if you remember the Sears catalog.
We all
Oh,
jerked
yeah.
off to it.
Okay,
I mean,
exactly.
I jerked off to it.
So there was a time when that was your introduction into porn and into fucking sexy ladies and lingerie as a young
Really?
man.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yes.
Because
we
it got
jerked-
mailed to every house in
we jerked off
America.
to the Sears catalog.
There was no internet.
We jerked off to
There
the
was
Sears
me fucking doing dirty things to a middle-aged woman in a
Like, there's
brassiere.
pages,
You know what I mean?
pages stuck
Wait,
together.
wait, safe word, safe word, safe word.
We didn't have a
Hey,
safe
you
word.
didn't have one. You didn't have one.
No,
we
I
never
didn't.
Oh, I definitely don't have one. Hello.
Oh,
All
God.
right. All right. Before we jerk off to the
Oh, thanks.
all right, here's my
I
favorite
love you,
TikTok
Val.
guy. Favorite TikTok guy. Here we go.
Fun Coke is the
Love
best
it.
bar drink, bitch. In Russia, if bear tried to attack you, you give him Moscow Mule, he go away. None of you compare to a cosmopolitan. Bitch, ain't nobody got $40 to spend on one drink. Margaritas are where it's at, bitch. Mojito. Respectfully, though, the mimosa is the official drink of brunch. The idea of combining breakfast and lunch is ridiculous. If you're trying to class up the joint, you gotta have yourself a martini. Bitch, martinis are mid, and James Bond did not understand personal boundaries. The James Bond character would not survive in real Russia. If we capture him, we do not make big speech while he tied up. We just go bang bang. I never thought about it like that before. Damn it, Taco Bell, you do not have a cocktail drink. It's called the Taco Bell Pina Colada. Ha ha. In Russia, Taco Bell does not give us diarrhea because we are strong. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. That is not your slogan, bitch!
Yes, sir.
Pina coladas. Ha.
Yes.
Haha. All right, kids. I'll
Where
see
are
you in the
getting
after
this
party.
shit?
See you in the after party. This is DC Rage Against the Machines. This is from the last TikTok. That actually has a leg into it, but he's not. I'm okay with the camera going away. Right. The camera doesn't move now.
Damn it!
I know we could not just go, dude.
His foot was broke. That's why he was sitting on the speaker the whole time. I'm happy about our DC friend. And Drew, I would love to see this energy again in a new album.
yo, we need that. This is a fucking 25-year-old album. We're still fucking rocking it now.
Yeah, man.
Look at that guy.
I like when people try to catch shit about racing. He's like, "Corner your chick." It's like Howard or Harvard University. Like, what was playing? Harvard University. Right there. Fucking look at that crowd! Oh my god! You see, motherfucker!
I feel like that was for Gavin.
All right, Marcus. No.
Grab his dick and twist it!
Oh my god!
We're totally insane.